I'm just gonna set up and just prepare to dodge. Like I'm gonna pull another book and just hope to catch the knife that you have in it.
Hello and welcome to the Stream of Chaos one-shot special. I'm Brian Holland. I'll be your Keeper of Arcane Lore for the evening, and hopefully I will guide our intrepid investigators down a path of not insanity, but happiness, and not horror, but prosperousness. And everyone will have a great time. I am lucky enough to work for Chaosium, the company at which we dream the dreams of dead gods and construct the universe from its essential runes. Before we dive into Edge of Darkness tonight, I'd like to thank the wonderful folks at Roll20 who we are hosting this game on. So we'll be able to roll our dice, we'll be able to look at our maps, we'll have some cool dynamic lighting. The entire scenario, which is from the Call of Cthulhu starter set, called Edge of Darkness, is actually in Roll20 already, so it's going to make running this game super, super handy. And before we dive in, let's go one at a time, because we've got an amazing cast of characters and a cast of players here. Starting with Mr. London Carlisle, could you tell us who you are and then briefly tell us who Oliver is?
Hello. My name is London Carlisle. I am an avid Call of Cthulhu fan. You can find me playing Call of Cthulhu in places such as Spot Hidden, a show that I run, that I keep, as well as I'm also the keeper of a current campaign with a Roll For It, also sponsored by Roll20. And catch me on season 2 of Ain't Slayed Nobody, the Y'all of Cthulhu podcast. So I love this game. I have fun with it. But tonight, I am playing Oliver Shields. He is a bookseller that deals in rare books for the wealthy clientele. And he is ready to, just tie some loose ends tonight.
That's fantastic. All right. You play a lot of Cthulhu. There's so many elder gods that you're just
a lot of
getting time in with. Yeah, very well done.
My sanity is very low. So
next we have the lovely Miss Becca Scott.
Hello, Brian. Thank you for having me on another one of your games. I'm so glad to be here. My name is Becca Scott, and I make videos on YouTube on a channel called Good Time Society. I am on. I play a lot of role-playing games on the internet. My favorite of which is the Calyx, where I am often the keeper of arcane lore on twitch.tv/TheBeccaScott, and you can also find it on the aforementioned YouTube channel. Anyway, I could talk about stuff you can find me streaming all week for a week, but I'll just say tonight, I am playing Key Cocaine. I enjoy libraries. I have a dear brother. I am a student of science, and science can explain all the mysteries of the world.
Well, here is hoping that is true, and there are no sort of reality-bending horrors you have to deal with. Hopefully science can explain everything at all times. All right, next up we have Patrick Keeffe.
Hello, everyone. My name is Patrick Keeffe. I am otherwise known as That Gray Gentleman everywhere on the internet. You can often find me over on my TikTok channel and otherwise on twitch.tv/gildinglight, where I play in a campaign called Actor Oki, where one week we stream a game of D&D, the next week it is turned into a script, and the third week voice actors voice out what we said in the game, and then we start it all over again in an ongoing campaign with Peter Adkison. You can also find me over on levelup_TTV, where I'm often playing a number of different role-playing games with the Level Up team. And you can also find me on The Writer's Room, a 7th Sea podcast, where we play the game 7th Sea in an ongoing campaign and also teach people how to play as we go along. And you can find that wherever podcasts are found.
I also highly recommend listening to The Writer's Room, not just because 7th Sea is a very fine Chaosium product, but because Patrick and his co-stars have voices like caramel butter. And it will lull you to a lovely, strong sense of security. Lastly, but certainly not leastly, I am so excited for the first time to be playing with Miss Cynthia Marie.
Hey, thanks for having me, Brian. My name is Cynthia Marie. I am known as Nellie G on LA by Night. We just got cleared for season 5, so stay tuned. Watch that on World of Darkness, which we're really excited. We play vampire. I'm also on Sirens Battle of the Bard right now, which is on Satine Phoenix. If you haven't checked out Satine Phoenix lately, she is running an excellent Kickstarter. You guys go check that out. It's super, super cool. We play Dungeons & Dragons. But tonight, I'm playing Call of Cthulhu because I love this game so much. I am playing Lois Russo, engineering student from New York. Because, hey, I'm walking here, so just get out of my way, But she's a little bit polite too, so I'm just really excited to be here. So thank you for having me.
Very well done. Okay, so we're here to play Edge of Darkness. Does anyone have any burning questions before we dive into our scenario tonight?
I forgot to introduce my character.
Oh, you did? Yes, right. Well, we were just so obsessed with who Patrick was. So first, let's tell us about Alistair Darwin.
Oh no, my face is turning bright red. That's
all right. Just adjust your exposure. You'll be fine.
Exactly. I am playing Alistair Darwin, who is a grizzled New England FBI agent who has a history with researching occult artifacts, cults related to some of the old ones, and other spooky things like that.
Well, hopefully none of that will come up tonight, and you'll have this useless background information. So let's dive straight into Edge of Darkness. This is the third scenario available in the Call of Cthulhu starter set. It is designed for between 2 and 5 players, and if you're a new keeper, this can take anywhere between 2 and 3 sessions to play. We're going to play this in 1 session. I've run this a few times before, and well, let's face it, I'm going to put these players through the absolute ringer. So, a group of investigators who I do not believe actually really know each other yet, if I'm correct in that. I think you're all sort of estranged. So. That's totally okay.
I think I know Lois. She's a student. I'm a student. We student at a mutual place of studenting. Probably.
Miskatonic University.
Miskatonic University, I would assume.
Very good. Yes, very good. Miskatonic University in Arkham, Massachusetts. So you've recently you've recently each been contacted by Rupert Merriweather, an aging man you have known for some time. Merriweather is unwell and seems not long for this world. He asked you to meet him at St. Mary's Teaching Hospital in Arkham at 1 o'clock on Thursday. You haven't seen the man for quite some time, so this urgent summons appears to be quite important. Perhaps he has something to tell you before he dies. How would each of you like to prepare in any way? What are your character's initial thoughts about Rupert Merriweather's summons to St. Mary's Teaching Hospital in Arkham? Oliver?
Well, I have had some prior dealings with the sick person there. I once sold him a book back in the day, and ever since we've had a sort of scholarly correspondence ever since. So it's a very sad situation, but my appearance will be guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. What about Lois? What are Lois's thoughts on this strange, somewhat morbid summons?
I'm rather confused as to why I'm being asked here. It's a very interesting setup, but there should be a little bit of research to be involved here, so I'm kind of excited, but just making sure that there's no supernatural stuff there, because God forbid that there is something going on. I swear I'm going to have to take some prayers going on here.
Pico, do you share your fellow students' concerns?
It's going to be quite all right. It's just a man on his deathbed. It is the cycle of life. We are all made of organic matter. But I would like to just inquire with anyone I know of Mr. Merriweather's assets and known relatives.
Known relatives. He has a he has a wife and a son. His assets are sort of, they live comfortably, but they're not particularly wealthy, nor are they destitute. Just running the middle of the line. So his wife is named Agnes, and his son is Bertrand.
Excellent name.
Yes. Alistair.
I think Mr. Merriweather was a previous contact that I had in regards to some of the more occult findings that I research. And, with his particular relationship with Mr. Shields over here, there was perhaps some things that he knew that I was looking into, and he would provide more information as things came to light.
Very sad to see him pass, but such as things are. So, St. Mary's Teaching Hospital is located in downtown Arkham, adjacent to the historic Miskatonic University, so Lois and Kiko won't have too far to travel. Now, who is the most punctual out of everybody here?
Well, I would certainly be very punctual.
Okay, and would you be bringing Lois along with you? Or...
I will have knocked on the door to her dormitory.
Oh,
Lois?
Is it time now? Do we have to go now?
I think this is the moment, yes. He was a nice man, and I'm sure he would appreciate us going to see him.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Just give me 1 second. I need to load up my handbag. Where's my crucifix? Okay, great. Pencil, paper. Oh, okay. Oh, switchblade. Got it. Okay, put it in there.
Well, I don't think that will be necessary. This is a hospital. I wouldn't want us to get in any sort of trouble by procuring a weapon in this establishment. Or never mind. You do what you need to do.
Do you really want to start that argument right now before we even get there?
No, I don't.
Okay, let's go.
You know best.
Right, so when you arrive at the hospital, Lois and Kiko, you're directed to just a small hallway outside of Mr. Merriweather's room, where Oliver is already seated. So he's arrived already. Alistair, I can't imagine you're too far behind the group.
Probably not.
No. Oliver, you're seated there. There are 2 seats, or 1 to either side of you, but there are only 3 seats in total. How are you passing your time? As a bookish person, are you reading a book, or are you nervous? How are you feeling?
I am not reading a book. I am handling some of the business of the day. I have my accounting notebook, and I'm just tallying up some profits from the day. You know, it's been a long journey from the South, and I don't have too much time to just sit, and I'll take any time that I can until I hear footsteps arrive, because I presume there will be others at this affair.
If you're still looking at your book when we arrive, I'd like to peer over and numbers.
Oh, excuse you. Do I know you?
No, I don't believe so, Kiko Kane. I just saw that it seems you're a person of numbers, and so am I.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, I am a man of numbers. Oliver Shields. Nice to meet your acquaintance.
A pleasure.
Yes. Are you interested in any books by any chance?
Always. Certainly.
Oh, well, here's my card. He reaches into his pocket, digs around, and pulls it out. Hands it over. If you ever need anything specific, I'll be sure to find it for you.
Oh, well, yes, I'm not actually purchasing anything in my life right now. I'm a student. But someday when I have a stable career in the field of science, I will definitely ring you up.
All right. Well, I got textbooks too. Don't count that out now.
What kind of textbooks do you have?
Oh, well, I'm imagining him opening up the jacket. Well, we got biology, sociology, linguistics over here. And my favorite, and he pulls out this big tome, A History of Witchcraft in New England.
Oh my.
As he
Interesting.
Ludicrous.
throws that over.
So all of the sciences that don't matter. Got it.
This is my Lois. She is an engineer to be.
Oh, well, nice to meet you. My name is Oliver Shields.
Pleasure. So,
Said those
Mr.
sciences
Shields,
don't.
Hello, sir.
Oh,
Greetings.
oh,
You said those sciences don't exactly matter. I think you might want to rethink your outlook on the word, young lady.
who are you calling young? I am a mere 19 years old. I am a perfect prospect to get married right now.
Oh dear. Well,
She makes a great
in any
point.
case, she
It's
does
true.
indeed.
Sir,
case.
I think you're using the word science a bit liberally there. Only that which can be proven or studied, I would say, fits into a field of scientific inquiry.
Alistair just sort of side glances over at Oliver. Right. Certainly.
The door to
Regardless.
Rupert Merriweather's suite opens, and a woman in her 60s who's clearly been crying steps out the arms of a younger man who also looks quite red in the face around her, very, very comforting. The man glances at you and shakes his head and pointedly turns his, presumably his mother, away from you. And they begin to walk down the hall just as a nurse steps out from behind them. The nurse looks up the hallway and sees you there and smiles, says, "Oh, you can come in now. If he's free, but we don't have too long, I don't think. I'm sorry."
I think in my research I would probably recognize Agnes and Bertrand.
It's very safe to say so.
Well, don't mind if I step in first?
After you, as Oliver steps out of the way with a hand extended for everyone here.
Why, thank you.
I follow closely behind Hugo.
So everybody's gone in at this point. Oh, Alistair, I think you might be muted. Are you?
Oh,
Did
no.
you say something?
Can you
Oh,
hear
sorry. I
me?
thought you said something. I couldn't hear you. Never mind. So the nurse pointedly closes the door behind you, and she waits in the hall. You see a bedridden Rupert Merriweather. He's an older man at this point. He's got his little tray. These the tray things that they put food on. On top of the tray is a big metal box. He's very gaunt. He's covered in liver spots. His white hair is receding. He looks very, very fragile. He looks up and he smiles with teeth yellowed with age as he sees each of you and says, "Oh, thank you, my friends, for coming. Please come a little bit closer. I really have to talk to you about something before it's too late. Please come closer, please. Someone get me some water, please."
Oh,
I run to the water.
You run to the water.
I race Kiko for it.
no, certainly, sure. I have no need. Yes.
I step back.
Water.
Would we know, Mr. Merriweather, and pardon me if you said this at the beginning, do we know his occupation since we're all old acquaintances?
He's been retired for some time. I think he was a mechanic in his youth. That's all you really know. But he's been a fun enough guy.
Could I ask, would I recognize him perhaps from my father's work?
Very possibly, yes.
Great.
That's correct. But
Great.
He's probably somewhat older than your father, I would say, at this stage. He takes the water from Oliver and he, with a shaking hand, puts it to his lips. He drinks most of it, though he does spill quite a bit down his chin. It looks like it's taken quite a bit of effort for him to lift the little paper cup with his hand. And he sets it aside. "I'm sorry. If you ran to Agnes and Bertrand out the front, they weren't very happy about me asking to speak with you in private. I guess they don't know how long I have left." Or something like that, I suppose. He sort of trails off and looks into the corner of the room.
Rupert.
Oh,
And
Alistair.
does anything about Rupert look particularly suspicious as far as does the water smell particularly odd?
No, it smells kind of like when you've been going to a bedroom in the morning and no one's opened up the windows. It's sort of like that sort of stale human stank. But it's a bit amplified because this guy's he's clearly on death's door.
Right.
I'll open the window.
Okay.
That's a good idea. Thank you.
A cool rush of air comes in from Arkham outside. It flushes him and whips over his hair and knocks his wispy white hair a bunch in the breeze, and he shakes and he looks, "Oh, all right. I don't have much time. I have to talk to you. I have to talk to each of you." He puts his hand close to this metal box that's sitting on his tray. Almost protectively, he's put his hand over the clasp, so nobody could open it. If anyone were to rush over and try and open it, that's almost like the borderline paranoia he's acting with here. Are you all paying attention? Are you all of sound mind? Can you all listen? Can you hear me okay?
Absolutely.
Yes, we're here.
Yes,
This is
right here with you.
gravely important, and I need each of you to listen to this without judgment and without suspicion. I pray that each of you, as good Christians, will hear me out in good conscience. I know I've known each of you for some time. I know you don't really know each other, but this is something that I can't ask of my family, and I hope you understand. So can I please tell you this? Do I have your word? Will you listen with an open, godly mind?
Of course.
Um,
What could be so important?
I should have brought a Bible. I apologize.
Oh, that's okay.
I have one.
Oh, well, Lois, hopefully God can still help you, because I think it's too late for me. In my youth, I and some of my fellow students became involved in what we believe to be an innocent exploration of the occult. He looks at Oliver as he says the word. Led by a slightly older man than me named Marion Allen. The six of us purchased an old farmhouse a few miles west of Arkham near the village of Ross's Corners. There we could conduct seances and other, psychical research, in privacy. We were kids, we were messing around with stuff that we thought was interesting. The world is more ancient than we as humans realize. We were educated men. We thought it was interesting, and alas, our work had unforeseen results. Our last experiment summoned an evil force into this world. Instead of attempting to expel the thing, we were afraid and abandoned the old house, confident that the magic that brought the evil to this world would also keep it confined. Or send it back after a short time, it was mostly guesswork, we're not perfect, nobody's perfect. However, I've since discovered that the spell that binds the entity to the house lasts only as long as the casters are alive. And I'm the last of the group, and I fear that upon my death, the thing will go free and wreak havoc on the folks thereabouts. I'm too old, and I'm too ill, and too much of a coward to go back to that house to try and banish this entity myself. I'm guilty of many things in my life, but my deepest sin was unleashing that horror, that fateful night. I am convinced the entity will escape its confines on my death. He looks at each of you, and then puts his hand on the metal box again.
A novel recently?
No, Kiko, this happened. The box, everything in this box. He gestures weakly towards the box. All the aid I can offer lies within this box, and the proof as well. Kiko, especially the proof for you, is in that farmhouse in Ross's Corners. You must find the courage to send that thing back to where it came from. You must do this for me, please. Please.
Rupert, why would you never mention this before? All the work that we've done together.
I'm terrified of it. I don't want to think about it. I was happy just to bury it in the back of my head. I thought we could just leave it there and I'd never have to talk about it ever again, but why would I want to tell anybody? I couldn't tell Agnes or Bertrand. They'll think I'm crazy. I don't want them to think I'm crazy on my deathbed. I want them to be the last thoughts I have. Or worse, if they believe me and they think that their father and their husband could do such a horrible thing.
And this occult knowledge that you have, did this come from a book? What kind of source did you get this from?
There's books from a man named Marion Allen. He had it.
Allen.
I think most of
Marion Allen.
the stuff. Please, someone take this box. He takes his withered hand off the box. Someone to come up and take.
So,
What?
I don't know about the rest of all of you, but you guys are gonna literally take the word, pardon me, of an old man on his deathbed. And we're
Rupert and I have... You go. Excuse me.
I step up to the bed and I gently take the hand of Rupert. Rupert, we've had many discussions. The merits of study and experimentation. I know you to be a very intelligent man. And I believe that you believe this. I suppose I'll have to go for myself, but I think there must be a reasonable explanation for what you think you've seen.
He squeezes Kiko's hand back and nods. Kiko, and then keels forward and vomits up a torrent of blood directly into your face. It like goes into your mouth, Sam Raimi style, and spills down your front of your chest. And everyone, please make a sanity roll from witnessing this very. So we're going to roll our sanity here on roll 20.
I love a good Raimi reference.
Yes.
Kiko failed.
Kiko failed.
What is it's a D100?
Yes, so if you click sanity on your character sheet,
indeed.
it will roll it automatically. So Lois has succeeded. Oliver has succeeded.
Because I'm the closest to the window right now, like sticking my head out the window.
All the fresh air.
Alistair has also failed. So Alistair and Kiko are going to permanently reduce your sanity by 1 point, as you are very shaken by this. I mean, Kiko especially, you've still got this guy's blood in your mouth at this point.
Oh, fun fact, you need to go to settings and sanity toggle.
Edit your character sheet here on Roll20. We can do it all live. No erasers or pens or mistakes required.
You said 3?
One, just one.
Oh.
Question, Ryan. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know if this was a previous in a previous edition, if I was looking at the wrong thing. As an agency detective, do I have immunity to sanity loss from dead bodies or gore?
So there'll be some things that you've seen before that may come up later in this scenario. However, this somebody literally vomiting a torrent of blood is not something that's come up before. So it has burned or chipped away just a very small amount of your sanity.
And I have another question too.
I'm going to make this note. Yes.
So would I know this name? I believe you said Marion Allen. Would I know that from my sort of traveling career as a book dealer?
You do not know his name.
Okay.
Very, very possible because he was an older man even than Rupert, so it might have just been before your time. However, at this point, Rupert has collapsed back on the bed, his blood all down his chin, across his front, and he seems to have just fallen asleep.
Maybe we should let him rest, and I need to find a nurse with something to clean off this blood. Kiko's gonna go find a nurse to help her out.
Yes.
Can I just check Rupert's pulse, just to make sure that he's still alive?
It is there. It is very, very faint.
I'm gonna walk over as well and kind of check on him, but instead of checking his pulse, I'm literally gonna like grab his face and like shake it a little, kind of like what her dad. She's seen her dad do a lot.
Okay. Some leftover residual blood that's in his mouth still just spills out over your fingertips, but other than that, he appears to be out cold, and also very fragile and smelly.
Well, shit. So we have a box and we have a lead on a house, but no reason why all of us got called all at the same time.
Well, I mean, look, I've got a history with Rupert as far as dealings with, as he mentioned, the occult. This comes as a surprise to me. Again, like I said, I don't know why he wouldn't have brought this up before.
And you, Mr. Shields?
I have dabbled in the readings of the occult. I myself am not a true believer or anything like that, but the box, I think we should take a look at it, see if we can sort of appraise what the makeup is.
I come back with a towel, having wiped the blood off.
I yanked the towel from Kyoko's hand to like clean just a little bit that was on my hand.
I'm so sorry that got on you.
Yeah, lemon juice and salt usually will get that right out.
I don't know. This is a white blouse. But thank you.
You seem to have experience, Alistair.
Yes, I don't know that I formally introduced myself. Detective Alistair Darwin.
Well, detective, how much blood have you gotten out of a sweater before?
More than I'd like to admit, to be completely and totally honest.
I typically help my family. You can actually just spit on it, and your own spit enzyme is actually what takes out blood from fibers.
Yes, I didn't want to tell him, but that is the best trick ever.
I was unaware of this. I will keep that
it
in
must
mind
be
for
your
the
own
future.
spit. I'll have to collect some spit from Rupert, I guess, to clean my sweater.
There's none left.
I don't know that would be the best idea. It seems to be mixed with quite a lot of blood.
So still trying to piece together the fact, why are we all together? Why did this man... Ugh.
Well, I suppose that would be the question, wouldn't it? What are each of your connections to Mr. Merriweather?
I've simply just had a sort of scholarly connection with him. I sell books. I've given him books in the past on, engineering and feats of the highest technology. But other than that, I mean, I have no... Yeah?
You had mentioned witchcraft. You don't seem to find a connection there?
Well, I think it's an interesting... It's an interesting topic, right? I mean, that's what I like to read. But me and Merriweather, we've never really delved into these discussions together.
Interesting.
But you've mentioned some sort of, how do I say, occultish connections with Merriweather. Have you had discussions at length?
He's been a contact and a wealth of knowledge for some time as far as dealings with the occult go, and any particular investigations I was looking into where that seems to be the motive, at least for several grisly crimes. I won't go too much further than that. I think we've already had enough viscera to deal with.
Certainly.
And you two, Kiko and Lois, I believe it was, right?
Yes, thank you for remembering, Mr. Darwin. Well, I'm a bit older than Lois in school, so when I first moved to town for the university, well, I met Mr. Mayweather, and he was kind enough to allow me to eat dinner with his family, and, well, was just sort of a kind soul that welcomed me to town, and... It's so strange. He knew my feelings on scientific inquiry, and that's what we spoke about. He never told me about any of this occult dealing before.
He was indeed a man of science, but we're...
What are you writing? You writing about me?
Taking notes on the case, of course, Miss Kiko.
As at this point, the door to the room opens up, and Agnes Merriweather and her son Bertrand return with the nurse, and she sees her husband and cries out. The nurse runs past, pushing past, get out of everyone's way, get out, move out of the way. And she gets close to check his pulse and wipe his chin. Agnes just immediately begins crying a whole lot. And Bertrand is shaking his head, looking at issue. What the hell are you people doing in here? Why didn't you call the nurse as soon as it's out? Get the hell out of here. I don't know who any of you are. Don't know why you're wasting my father's time. He's clearly got dementia. Something's going on here, and he's calling you people in here. Get the hell out. You get the hell out of here right now. Me and my mother are grieving right now. Okay, we don't want you people in here, especially if you're gonna leave him like this. You don't even bother to call the nurse. Please get out of here.
All right, we're going.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna just tuck the box into my jacket.
No call to be rude.
You might need to shut the window, as it's probably bad luck to have a dead body with an open window.
Oh my god.
Okay,
nice call.
What a thing.
Bertrand just stares at Lois and says, "You get the hell out of here right now."
I don't have time to have an argument with you. Otherwise, I would stand here.
Miss Lois, I think it's time we should leave.
We're very sorry.
Agnes, I'm so sorry for all of this.
She can barely hear. She's just crying so much on her knees at the side of the bed. You do overhear what the nurse said. It looks like he has fallen into a coma. Does anyone have any medicine skill? You can make a medicine roll.
A 92 on 1.
Well, it's worth a stab in the dark every now and then. But no,
you never know.
you've not gleaned any extra information as you are ushered out into the hallway of the hospital. If you're looking for somewhere nearby, there is the hospital cafeteria, or I'm sure Lois and or Kiko know a cafe or something nearby if you'd like to continue, or even just the Miskatonic University is just across the street.
Hospital coffee is terrible. Yes. How about we convene at the coffee shop around the corner? Oh, Lois, what's the name of that one again?
Oh, it's Cafe Noir.
Oh.
Cafe Noir, delicious.
Oh, sounds fancy.
No, it's for college students, so not too fancy.
Better
It's
than
the
department
better
coffee.
side.
That's all I care about.
Hmm. So, Cafe Noir, it's just a short walk away. You carry out your walk through the street in relative silence, as I'm sure you all have somewhat, things to think about as you go. You get into the cafe, which is somewhat bustling with students this time
Question.
of day. It's like a Thursday afternoon. Yes,
Who's the oldest between Alistair and Oliver, perchance?
it's a good thing.
That is a good question. I am 43.
Oh, yeah, you're older. I am 39.
Ooh.
Awesome. Lois walks straight up to Alistair Darwin and puts her arm around him.
Ah,
Uh-oh.
of course. Happy to escort you, Miss Lois.
Miss Russo would be better.
Miss Russo, of
Mhm.
course. My mistake.
And you're a detective. Very
I-
interesting.
I am. It's a bit of an interesting job. I deal with the more bizarre and strange cases, cold cases, if you will.
What's your most...
Oh no,
Oh, no, that's all right.
I don't know if she's.
Well,
She
we'll
does
continue that
this.
conversation in a moment, perhaps.
She'll be
So we-
talking to someone and lose interest, see someone across the cafe. Oh,
Did
there
it
she
work?
is.
There we
That's
go. Then it unfreeze.
She's talking to someone
There
who
you
lost
go.
interest.
Does that happen very often? It seems like an odd medical
Awkward.
condition to have.
Awkward. No, I was asking about the success of your cases. How successful have you been?
Well, there have
What's your
been a
most
number
bizarre?
of there have been a number of cold case files that I've been able to bring to light, although the agency was initially dubious as to my findings. I was able to convince quite a few of them.
Mhm.
Most bizarre case so far. That's an interesting question. I might have to mull that one over.
Oh,
I
good.
do want to note that many of these cases do wind up quite grisly. Is that something that you are comfortable with, I suppose?
Oh, that depends. I mean, I have a family history of grizzly, so
Of course. Well, would that lead it to being more uncomfortable, less uncomfortable? I'm asking just for, I would ask this of anybody.
depends on the situation. If we're dealing with ghosts, probably a little more on the uncomfortable side, as I am a God-fearing woman.
Indeed. Okay. Well, not many ghosts. Other things, though. We'll discuss over coffee.
Fair enough.
Mr. Shields.
Yes, of course. And Kiko, what would your last name be? What would you prefer to be?
Oh, Kane. Miss Kane, yes. Well, Kiko's fine.
Miss Kane, of course. Miss Kiko, indeed. Yes. What was your question?
Oh, to
Yes,
Mr.
that's
Shields,
true.
yes, yes.
What is your question? Yes.
Oh, just making conversation while they're flirting.
Oh.
Mr. Shields, you own a
What were you
bookstore?
saying, Mr. Shaw?
Well, it's not actually a store. It's more of a public service. If there's anybody that needs any sort of literature that's of the particular sort, I'm able to procure it and deliver it to them for a small price.
I see. You're not a mere merchant. You are a purveyor, a connector of people.
A purveyor? Do you mind if I use that for my next business card?
Oh, certainly, yes. I'm not a writer. I make no claim to it. But, well, of course, any connections that you have to the scientific community, I would be open. I will be graduating next year.
Oh, what is your area of study specifically?
Yes, no, well, that's a great question. Biology.
Oh, yes. Well, I have a book actually for you. This whole book right here is on small animals. It is called Small Animals. It's a comprehensive book on all small animals.
And you carry this in your coat everywhere you go?
Oh, yes. I have to be prepared because there's lots of interest in small animals these days.
That's very impressive. If I were to ask for a book on, perhaps astrological constellations.
Astrological constellations. There's nothing on hand right now, but I know the perfect person for that. I can get that to you next week.
Oh, it was just a test. I'm not really interested in that field.
Oh, well, okay. Well, waste my time then, will you?
Oh, I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. Should I fetch the coffees?
Well, I'll lend you a hand. I like my coffee light and sweet.
Well done. Who has the box, by the way, as we sit down?
I
the
do.
cafe?
Master.
I had sort of
We
tucked
do.
it into my coat.
You
and
just
I
hit it
kinda
under
have
your
my-
coat. It's
under my left arm.
It's large-ish. So once you've all got your coffees and your cake, your bear claws, whatever it is people in New England eat at cafes in the 1920s, you've got this metal, this unassuming metal box, which does have a latch on it, though it is not locked, and it placed it on the small table which is between each of you. It is a somewhat crowded cafe, but it's one of those situations where it's so crowded no one's really paying attention to anybody who isn't them. There is a little speck of Rupert Merriweather's blood on it from probably just a moment ago, early on, still just on the lid of the box.
I take a napkin and I wipe it off.
Okay, it wipes off
Do you-
easily. That's good.
Do you mind if I take that and just hang on to that really?
Oh, certainly. We may need some sort of specimen. That makes perfect sense. Here you are.
Absolutely. Maybe if there's something else that was going on with him, if poison of any sorts.
In fact,
Just-
I might be able to help with analyzing such things.
Oh, of course. Well, then, if you would like to hang on to this, and from a scientific perspective, if you have a better way of preserving and not contaminating.
Certainly.
the
She'll put it in her handbag. I have access to the university laboratory should we need.
I think that would be wonderful.
Well, I'm not actually supposed to go in there not during classes, but I think I know the way in.
Folks usually tend to bow to the badge whenever it needs to be flashed. I don't like to, but we can certainly give that a shot if we need.
Oh my. Well, now that we all have our beverages,
Yes.
are we going to open this?
Is everybody prepared for what might be inside?
Safe
I hope
place
it's
to
not
even
another-
open something like this.
Well, there's sort of only one way to find out.
He
Better
said
now than never.
everything to provide proof that what he said was true is in this box. I can't believe that any of it is true.
I pull out a rosary
Yep.
and I start praying real hard.
Well done.
Oliver steps up and Oliver like verbally agrees with Kiko, but then just like casually slides behind Lois as she pulls out the rosary.
Yeah, Alistair will very gingerly open the box.
Excellent. Lois, you're praying, correct? Could you make a power roll, POW roll?
Ooh.
Sorry, one more time. What is that?
POW, which is one of your characteristics at the top, your power. POW. So you click
Got it,
that,
got
roll
it,
20 should
got
roll it for you. What did you get?
36 versus 50, so a success.
Okay, very good. I'll just make a note of that. That's all good. Anyway, so inside the box is a recently written letter, a yellowed envelope which contains, it looks to be like it's an official sort of government envelope which may contain like a deed. There's also something heavy on the envelope, like a key. You can tell that sort of just by looking at it. And there's also a small sarcophagus-shaped gold box of ancient design.
Oh
A
dear.
box of old stuff.
I would like to open the letter.
Yes, I will. The letter's open, and this is one of the handouts, which is built into roll 20. I'm just going to find it for you, and Kiko, I might even get you to read it out aloud for the whole class.
Certainly.
I'm going to
I've done this
show
many
it to you,
times.
please. Well done. So
Story
everyone
time.
should be able to see this now.
Ah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so great.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yes.
All right, Kiko, if you could read the letter from the late, or not, the soon-to-be late, Rupert Merriweather.
It's from Rupert. I guess that's not so surprising after all.
Yeah, yes, his
Dear
box.
friends, in the years after the nightmarish events of that night in my youth, I have seen many strange things. Only now do I begin to grasp the truth of reality and the scope of what is happening in the world. I've tried in my small way to combat the horrors and make amends for my part in bringing one to our plane of existence. What I have left to offer What riches and wealth I have, I will put to good use in dealing with these abominations. It is the very least this old coward can do. Oh, Rupert. I could never make myself go back to that little farmhouse and put those events to rights. I too gravely feared that which my friends and I loosed upon this countryside. Nothing of consequence has yet taken place, but with my death, I fear the bonds will be broken and that horror freed to come and go as it pleases. Lives not yet taken already weigh heavy on my conscience. The method of delivering the thing out of this world is still in that accursed house. The translations made by Marion from the book De Vermis Mysteries. I was never strong enough to take on the task, but I have hope that you are. In ridding the world of this, perhaps you will save my soul from hell. For I feel that my deeds have not been enough to release me from this heavy burden. I do not expect your forgiveness for what I ask of you. Rupert Merriweather.
That is the letter. So also in the metal box was the sarcophagus-shaped box, the gold one, and also the envelope with the deed and key inside it.
From the moment that book is mentioned, can I do any sort of like check to see what I know about the book?
Can you make either a hard occult roll or a Cthulhu Mythos roll?
Cool. Let's go with the hard occult. That is a no, a failure. 41 versus 12.
41 versus 12. Unfortunately, no. The name of the book does not spring any memories to you.
Interesting.
Well, does anyone else find this utterly ridiculous? A book that will transform some horror out of his house. It sounds like an infestation.
It might be a little bit more than an infestation. Well, I mean, actually, no. An infestation might be a good way to put that. Oh dear.
Do you think it's perhaps some sort of biological fauna that has not yet been discovered?
That's what you got from that?
That
We
might
could
be
call it
a
a
way
Kiko
to
beast.
put it again. It seems like, from what I've experienced, I don't know, how do I say this without sounding as crazy as Rupert sounds? I've seen some things that lead me to believe he might be telling the truth. There are things, as far as science goes, that can't necessarily be explained, but also might not be too far off from science. It's hard to put into words.
Well, I think that everything has an explanation. Perhaps we just don't yet understand what that might be.
Right.
So you mean like science and magic being one and the same in this case?
In some cases, yes. As far as the occult goes, think of it sort of like alchemy from the medieval period.
Of course.
There's a lot of sort of mixing of the mythology, but also using scientific methods to try and make connections to the real world. And sometimes things are created or brought to light, as one might.
And I'm sorry, Detective, but what actual evidence do you have to support this sort of claim?
Yes, I must say everything is considered magic until it becomes science.
There's no such thing as magic.
Correct. It's just an unexplained phenomena.
I believe I am in the middle on this argument here. But there is a book at the center of this, or involved in this in the very least, and I'd like to get my hands on it. Check it out.
I would agree with that. I'm also curious as to what the significance of this particular artifact is. Brian, have I recognized in any of my readings, in any of my research, have I seen anything along the lines of this particular sarcophagus?
Well, it's
Or do I
a
recognize
golden
any
box
of
and
the-
it's covered in glyphs as well. The picking it up, you'll note that the lid comes off very easily, but there is nothing inside. Anyone, even just taking a cursory glance at it, can make either a history or an archaeology roll.
Man.
We'll do history. Why
Yeah,
not?
I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
Oh.
Hard
Or
success.
Okay, Mr.
I'll take it.
Shields.
All right.
So, Oliver, you recognize the hieroglyphs decorating the outside of the box as Egyptian of the Middle Kingdom.
Yes, this is Middle Kingdom, Egypt. What he said. This is the real deal here. I've only seen this in illustrations.
Must be quite valuable.
It might be. Can I do an appraise roll?
You can do an appraise roll. It'll be a hard appraise roll.
Okay, let's try it. Did it.
Did it? Well done.
Oh.
If this artifact is genuine and from the middle period of ancient Egypt, its worth would be in the thousands of dollars.
And that's like 1920s thousands of dollars,
Yes,
right?
correct. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a nice piece. It's not the best I've seen, but it's just okay.
He doesn't tell us.
Yeah.
is there a way to see if he's bullshitting us?
Is he lying?
Psychology.
Can I roll? Is that a
Yes.
psychology
Anyone
roll?
can
I
make a psychology roll, to see if Oliver is.
How are you guys rolling with the number? Or
Just
is
hit
that
the-
just
Yes,
Hit the button.
sometimes roll 20 will have the verses on there, and sometimes just rolls the coin, in which case you have to compare it to the other one.
Yeah,
So there you go. You got a hard success that time.
Yeah,
Okay,
you know
you-
that I'm not
It's
completely.
not being 100%. Whether or not you voice that is up to you. But Kiko, you believe it? Why wouldn't
Oh,
you?
yes. Well, too bad. It does look gold.
How about you run that by us again, Mr. Shields? Why don't you take a little bit of a closer look at that object?
Let's see. All right, I'll take a closer look if you insist, and I'll hold it up to the light, let it gleam and sparkle. I'll squint. One more moment. I'll pull out a magnifying glass if I can get really close to it. Actually, it is pretty valuable now that you bring it up.
I had a
Thousands of dollars range.
Oh, my. Oh, we should hide it.
Something.
Someone put it in your jacket.
I think that might be a good idea, Mr. Shields, if you wouldn't mind.
All right. You do seem like a secure and threatening person.
And
There
it
you go.
does appear to
So-
be a piece of evidence.
In the middle of that exchange, I'd like to accidentally shoulder check Mr. Darwin to cause him to drop it. And if that's successful, I'd like to try to hurry up and pick it up.
So you want to just knock him so he drops it.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And I have a lot of fight skills. So.
Okay. Well, I guess you can call that
Can I-
a brawl roll. This was unexpected.
Can I make
Okay.
it contested?
You'll make a dex roll to see if you don't drop
Okay.
it. If it's success, if Lois is successful, which she is. So that was an extreme
So that's-
success. So you have to make a
dear.
dexterity. So to successfully knock to see if you maintain holding on it, you're going to need an extreme success
Oh,
on you.
no.
You just got a regular success, but it was not quite good enough. You do drop
I love
it.
that you could have
onto the
asked, but
ground.
no, you've got that brawl skill.
And Lois, I'm assuming you're very apologetic, and then go to pick it up. or something like that.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I just
Right.
the spirit got into me, and I got so in.
It's 100% all right. Would you mind handing that back, please?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean
dropped it.
this? Oh, you mean
Yes.
this? But it's probably safer in my pocketbook.
That is
Right.
true. She has a very safe pocketbook.
I mean, clearly you're a lot more clumsier than I am. You dropped it, so therefore I should probably have it in my pocketbook for safekeeping.
Of course, so long as you understand that that's evidence, and if anything were to go missing for any reason, I would have reason to perform an investigation on yourself and any, I don't know, sudden wealth that you might
Sudden
be
wealth.
acquiring.
You have no idea who my family is. I don't think sudden wealth is really in the cards there.
Of course. Miss Russo.
Mr. Darwin, are you actively part of a police force of some sort?
I am a member of the FBI, that is correct.
Oh,
Federal Bureau of Investigations.
They're only
Oh.
12 years old.
Oh.
You might not know them, actually.
Hmm?
But the FBI was
Oh.
founded in 1908, so it's fairly.
Oh,
fairly
sorry.
recent.
Then what
recently
would be
read
the
an
proper
article.
organization?
No, it's still FBI. So I'm saying it's only been
Okay.
around for about a decade.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Is that
Oh.
new?
Here's my card. Here's my badge.
Oh, from what I know of the FBI, they actually solve criminal cases. Am I correct? And you solve
You would be correct.
witch trials, occult cases, as you say. So
That are often occult aspects of criminal cases. I have a
from
history of
my
researching
understanding,
occult aspects of murders and such.
So you're the laughing stock of the bureau
What on earth would make you say that?
because you got assigned to all of the magic Houdini stuff.
That's not at all what I'm saying, Miss Russo.
I would assume
You
that
can believe
you
what
are,
you like.
that you must inspect cults and ritualistic, the believers of that sort of
Correct,
thing.
absolutely.
Commit crimes as well.
Interesting.
Correct.
Wow.
We deal with, as far as the cases that I am concerned with, I deal with mainly the cults that are killing people,
Mm.
if you will.
And this involves like a certain level of clearance. Am I right? So this is hush hush stuff.
We try to keep it away from the public so that people aren't terribly freaked out that there may be a number of 20 or 30 people that are sacrificing individuals to dark entities beyond mortal ken.
Oh my.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh.
The only item in the box you haven't yet looked at is the envelope. Okay.
Regardless, I think I am, due to the interest in this previous object, I think I'm going to be the one to open this, if you don't mind.
Inside the envelope is the deed and a key that concern a farm property on Boone Road, which is near Ross's Corners, which is a village west of Arkham. So this would imply that what Rupert told you and what he wrote in his letter about them owning a farmhouse, whether or not they did use it for occult practices is up for debate, but he definitely did own a farmhouse to which you now have the deed and the key.
Looks
Well,
like
unless
Rupert
anyone
wasn't
needs
lying.
more coffee, I think our direction is clear.
Y'all do seem pretty excitable. I think maybe we should lay off the coffee from now on.
Certainly.
I prefer tea with a heaping helping of sugar in it.
I agree, Mr. Shields.
Oh, you too? All right. Well, I'll get two to go then.
And they prepare your tea to go. And then, wow, has anyone been to Ross's Corners before?
Can I roll for no?
So, yeah, make a no roll.
I'm looking
I'll
around
do
for
that.
dice on my table. They're not there.
I'll do that too. And that's intelligence based?
Yes, I believe.
I failed every roll so far.
Success.
So Ross's Corners is a sleepy village, which is
Oh,
about
wait,
a
that's... Oh.
it's about a hour bus ride just west of Arkham, or hours drive west of Arkham. It's a sleepy village, home to about 40 people or so. There's a church there. It's just a sort of standard, quiet New England town. You've not been there yourself, but you've heard nothing remarkable about it. But it is a real place, and it is not too far away. Anyone who passed that role would know that too.
Yeah.
So I think everybody except Lois. Yeah.
I know nothing.
Oh, and Kiko, yes.
So many times.
I checked the bus schedule.
Mm-hmm. In the
Unless
summer,
anyone's
but I
got
have
some
the
Hot
car.
Wheels.
pretty sure. Well, Oliver, how did you get to Arkham from the south? And I imagine Alistair probably has a car, an automobile.
I actually took a train and then I walked. I love walking. I go on long walks and it helps me contemplate on my next business move. So that's how I got here.
Excellent. Mr. Darwin, do you
I
have
do
an
have a
automobile?
vehicle that we would most likely all fit in, yes.
Please lead the
If you
way.
would like to take that, absolutely. Let's keep going.
Oh.
Now,
Could
leave
you
the
make a
roads
drive auto roll, just out of curiosity?
Sure.
for
Oh
us,
dear
please,
God, are we gonna
Alistair?
crash? Oh dear.
Suspense.
6 against what's your drive auto skill?
20. I don't
20.
know why that didn't.
That's
yeah.
okay. So that's a failure. That's all right. So the drive just takes a little longer than it probably should. Ross's Corners consists of a few tired buildings and homes. The property of local farms has long been in decline. There's a church, general store, a post office, a gas station, and a milk depot at the center of the community. You get here just prior to dusk. Would you like to make a stop anywhere? It was it should have been about an hour's drive. It was more like an hour and 40, thanks to Alistair's driving.
I'd like to say that I think that the drive took so long because any shocks on the vehicle are just completely shot. It's just a supremely bumpy ride the entire way.
That's a bummer. So yes, you pull into the village of Ross's Corners, and you know that you're looking for the Boone Road. So we could a couple of choices. If anyone wants anything, there is a general store, or we can anyone can make a navigate roll to try and find their way through this relatively small town to the street that you're looking for.
I would like to stretch my legs and head into the general store. Lois, will you join me? Anyone like to join?
Of course, I will go with you.
I'll pull over
Me
in town.
Me too. I'll go inside.
Sorry, Mr. Shields. Right, a little bumpy for you?
My behind is aching, Alistair.
Yeah. No, you don't get used to it. I don't know what I was gonna say. That's a lie.
This is what the FBI supplied you?
Oh, yes, I've still got quite a bit of blood on my shirt. How embarrassing. Perhaps there's something I could purchase at this general store.
Yes,
I think that it's gonna need far more spit than any of us can supply. So, like I said, lemon juice and salt usually works for getting those stains out quite well, even out of white.
Well, thank you for your sage advice. However, currently I need something to wear now, not to remove my clothing and clean it before you.
Of course.
a few residents walk past on the sidewalk as you pull up and get out of the car. They have somewhat dour countenances on. They look at you to sort of keep walking, but the door of the general store is still open. So one of them stops and turns as Kika calls out to them.
Hello, sir, madam. Where is Boone Road?
Boone Road. Never heard of it. If you're not from around here, you probably shouldn't be around here, okay? We don't like people that aren't around here, so
Excuse
maybe
me,
just
you
keep to where you're at.
should not be talking to my friend like that. You should actually
well.
try to answer her question.
Well, I don't know of any Boone Road. Maybe if you
sure
respected
you don't
here,
know?
you'd know where it is. Okay, come on. He puts his arm around his partner, and they continue to walk away.
Well, they should have known better than to speak like that to you, Lois.
Exactly.
Maybe you should think about your demeanor as far as these people go. They have no idea who you are. They have no idea your position.
Well, it seems they
Are you talking to me?
aggression first.
Yeah.
You think that I'm coming across as too aggressive?
Quite a bit, yes.
I
don't know.
have you know, I enjoy being aggressive, and if people don't like it, then, I mean, they could just walk off like they just did.
Alistair is going to turn around and walk into the general store.
Okay.
Well, I for one appreciate
At that suggestion.
We need this as we're out here. We're nobody to mess with. And Miss Russo is a perfect exemplar of that.
Thank you, Mr. Shields.
Precisely. I'm always glad that you're on my side and on the receiving end of your. Did we say aggression?
Don't call it that. We'll call it fiery temper.
Fiery nature.
Okay, great.
Yes,
Passionate.
fiery and threatening.
The general store boasts all kinds of things from loaves of bread, quarts of milk, to general mechanical supplies, things like that you'd find before gas stations were really a thing. The older grey-haired woman behind the counter smiles as you enter. Says, welcome. We're going to be closing in about a half hour, but if there's anything you need, let me know. Thank you. You just drove it in. Where are y'all from?
Well,
I go to school in Arkham.
Oh, wow. So you've grown up from the city.
That's right.
Oh, that's so lovely. Are you looking for anything in particular here? Something I can help you with? The bread is still fresh. I know it is later in the afternoon now, but the bread is still fresh if you need some bread.
Well, this is quite embarrassing, but and do you sell a sweater, perhaps?
Oh, a sweater. Oh, we have some shawls and things for the New England cold that we sell just over here. Just nothing like a full sweater, unfortunately. If you come back in the morning though, 9 a.m., then Rick's Outfitters, a few doors down, is open. But otherwise, if you're just looking something to stay warm, we have some shawls. I make them myself, actually. So they're quite good, very good. Yeah, only 30 cents each. Very good.
Oh,
yeah.
Great! That is within my budget.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, I'll get a nice blue one.
Okay. Yes, you go sure looking. Anyone else looking for anything else while they're here?
I was actually gonna see if they had any bandages and then any sort of like maybe grain alcohol, seeing as we're a little bit farther out.
No alcohol. We are still in Prohibition era, which is a bummer.
Oh, right.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly right. Yeah. No. Well, I mean, there's still a chance. Some illegal fireworks while you're here. But there are some sort of bandages and generic sort of basic medical supplies you can get there if you want some bandages or anything. Oliver?
Yeah, I'm going to do a cursory scan of any reading material that I can pick up here.
Only just a copy of the Arkham Gazette, so like a local rag as well. Yeah.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of hardware around, like a hammer, like nails?
Yeah, they got
a
that kind of
shovel?
stuff. Mechanic. Yep, they got all that sort of gardening supplies and that kind of thing. So you can find shovels, nails,
Is there a hammer?
hammers. Yes, has a hammer
Great.
as well.
Yeah,
4
I'm
hammers.
gonna grab a hammer.
Okay. So the woman smiles as Lois walks up to buy her hammer. It's like, well, thank you so much. You're starting a little DIY project or something, are you, sweetie?
Something like that. Yes.
That's very good. She rings it up. It's quite certain that Lois has more than enough money to pay for a hammer at this small country town.
Yes.
Oliver,
Lois, why are you buying that? You doing housework?
Potentially. Come here. Let me fix your scarf, and I'm actually gonna just pull her off to the corner and like fix the scarf and put a pin in it, so it's a little bit fancier than just a 30-cent scarf.
Oh, are you sure? Oh, quite nice.
Here you go.
Alistair and Oliver, unless there's anything else you're getting, you're just paying for your bandages and newspapers respectively. She rings you up. So what brings you all to town? You're from Arkham. Are you passing through, or what are you doing? She rings you up and takes your money.
We were actually here to visit a friend, as there seems to be some confusion as to where exactly our friend is. They had mentioned that they were on Boone Road.
Oh, that old Merriweather place?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, that's so odd. Yes, no, that's it's I know we know Boone Road. No one's been up there for quite some time. Merriweather used to come in here with his friends many years ago. I haven't seen him for a while. I mean, the place has been no one's lived there for so long. All the kids around here just say it's haunted. You know how it is. No small towns. Yeah. Anyway.
Perhaps we were given the wrong information. Then we appreciate it, though.
No, that's okay.
Thank you. This is good to know.
Can I ask a question? How many of Merriweather's friends were often with him?
Oh gosh, if I can't remember right now. I think he had there was at least a half dozen of them. Sometimes they usually come in here, get some snacks. Back when we could sell alcohol, we would sell them some alcohol. They'd come up there. There was At least 4 or 5 of them, I'd say. This is many years ago now. I'm really showing my age, I must say. And,
Oh, you can't tell,
You look a
darling,
spring
whatsoever.
oh, well, thank you so much.
But to follow up on the question, when you would see 4 or 5 of them go, did you see 4 or 5 of them come back?
Oh, yes, of course. Nothing like that. Or is this about what happened to you heard about Maggie then, did you? Is that
Oh
what's
no,
happened?
no, I'm just terribly
happened to Maggie?
superstitious. Oh.
Yeah, what was that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you must have known that you were worried about what's going on. Last night a local woman disappeared, a middle-aged farmer's wife, Maggie McFurder. She went out after dark to check on their horses and hasn't been seen since. So I apologize. Like we're a very close-knit community. If you got any weird looks or anything from anybody around here, it's probably because of that. Like if you're just outsiders and everyone's
How
a bit
far is
worried.
that from
Folks are
Boone
little
Road?
stars.
Oh, pardon me.
How far is what from Boone Road?
Oh, Maggie's farm.
Not too far away. I think it's like probably maybe a mile or two.
It's fairly
Yeah.
close.
Why? So you know where you're going? Have you been there before?
We haven't, unfortunately.
Well, because there's a lot
If you
of old
wouldn't
farms
mind
out there, so you
providing-
don't want to go to the wrong one. So if the
Right.
Boone Road runs north out of town, then you got to turn left about 2 miles hence, and the path to the house or the farm comes up just. You'll recognize this old lightning damaged tree that stands just outside the property. But that's the route. That's the Merriweather place.
Understood.
Well, that will help to have a landmark, as it were.
Yes, that's very helpful.
Mm.
Ma'am, I'm actually a detective. Do you know anything else about this disappearance, or was this just a sudden?
It's only been
incident
one night, so I'm sure she's okay. She might just have gotten lost or something like that. But
Of
people
course,
around
if
here, they're
we-
very on edge a lot of
we'll
the time.
keep
We're a
an
close
eye
knit
out
community.
for
I'm
it,
sure if this
sure.
kind of thing happened in the city, no one would be looking at anything yet. It's only been not even a full day.
Certainly.
But when it's a close knit community, people get worried. It's every possible. Maybe she just left her husband. Who knows?
Have the authorities been alerted?
No, I think it's too early, but that's okay. I'm sure she'll turn up. Anyway, as I was saying, no,
Were they
the
having
young
marital
lady asking
troubles?
about people not coming back. I don't want you to get the wrong impression about a town. We're a lovely community, and bad things don't
Of
happen here.
course. Of course. You had mentioned that there was a possibility that she left her husband. Were they having marital issues?
I've got no idea. I'm just spitballing here,
course.
making
That's not
conversation, being a bit of a
something
gossip,
fast.
It
Well,
is.
thank you for your help.
If one of them goes missing. Thank you very much.
Anyway, I better look about closing. Was there anything else you needed? We do have some
Do you have
blankets
a
and things if you're sure you're going to be
torch?
warm enough. Torch? Yeah, we have some lanterns and things, candles if you want to buy that kind of stuff. I doubt the place has power. It's been so long.
Oh, yes, I
be
would
a
like
good
to buy
idea.
some candles.
Mm-hmm.
Good call, Keeffe.
She can ring up a few candles for you. How many candles would you like to buy? Not that that'll
4,
matter.
in
We'll come up later. 4 candles.
Mhm. And some
I'll throw in
matches.
for a
Matches as
couple
well.
extras.
Oh, thank
I'll
you.
get some extra matches as well too, just
Mhm.
in case we run out.
Everyone's got matches, newspaper, candles, a hammer,
And a soda pop.
and a soda pop. Well done. Oh,
Well, just a touch of laudanum,
touch of laudanum.
in case anyone falls ill.
Just a little bit, yes. There's a small vial of laudanum. Well done.
That Moxie? Moxie's good stuff.
And then Ma Peters, the woman who owns the general store, sets about her closing procedure and ushers you politely back out onto the street where your car awaits. And the sun has all but set.
Shall we head north? Look for the lightning struck tree?
I think that's a good plan. Shall we hop back in the car, or
Oh, yes.
I'm
Oliver
gonna
takes one.
Oh, sorry, Loris.
I was just say I was gonna sit in the back with Kyuko. I want to have a private conversation with her.
Mm-hmm. Well, noted. Oliver, was there something you wanted to do before you got in the car? You were going to say?
Yeah, Oliver glances back towards to see like if he can look into like the window or anything to just see any sort of change in demeanor or if he notices anything.
Oh, in Ma Peters.
Hmm.
No, she seems perfectly content. She's singing something to herself as she rings up the cash.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all good. So, Alistair, you thunder the car back to life and begin the short 2-mile drive up the North Bourne Road. I assume keep your as Lois and Kiko conspiratorially whisper to one another in their private conversation in the back seat. How does that go?
Are we sure we can trust these guys?
I mean, this is what Meriwether wanted, right? He tasked each of us, and he trusts each of us.
We
What?
can't hear
You
you.
know my... Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, you know what my dad is like?
Oh, yes, but, well, remind me, would he be angry that you're here?
I don't think he would be angry, but the person that he works for would be angry.
Why? I mean, we're just doing simply what was asked of us. Investigating a house with some strange occurrences, and maybe we'll need their assistance in capturing some sort of animal.
If something goes wrong, we leave.
All right, I'll make that agreement. We should make close watch of where Mr. Darwin places his key.
I agree. Okay.
Right, so it's not too long a drive. What's 2 miles? That's like, what, 4 kilometers or anything for everyone else in the rest of the world? Something like that. So it's not too long, but it is a rickety old car. And you eventually come to the lightning-struck tree on the left-hand side. Now, the path it goes up from the road is like a walking path. So you will have to get out of the car and walk along the path. We're now going to open up our Roll20 map. We're going to go right to the bottom where it's got the old farmhouse. Everything looking here. There we are.
Look at that.
Yes. And we're going to sneakily walk across here. So we've got all of our little tokens here, so we can explore where everyone's gone on, and everyone should have control of their own little token as well.
Yay!
Fantastic.
That's all good. Excellent. Enter. All right. Ooh, where's my zoom window gone? Pardon me. Ooh, that's okay. Right. So the ancient farmhouse sits back away from the Boone Road, down an overgrown path. There's the dead tree blackened by lightning strike in years past, which marks the turnoff into the farmhouse, and you can't see the farmhouse from the stretch of like the road where the car is. You can see the path, and it's very overgrown, lots of brush and things like that. So, Alistair, you kill the engine, turn out the lights, and
Took my
you are now
keys in my
sitting
jacket.
inside the all of you are inside the car. What would you like to do?
Well, folks, here we are. Home sweet home.
Perhaps we should... Oh, the lights are off, yes. I'm going to light my candle as I exit the vehicle.
I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. Just keep them close. I can't imagine this place is not exactly fireproof.
What is fireproof?
Oh.
Buildings can be that way?
No. Yeah, asbestos exists at this point, doesn't it? Or was that
Sure.
a 60s thing?
That was closer to the 60s.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I don't know
Anyway,
what I'm saying.
Put the car down.
This place is weird. It's giving me the creeps, and I'm just saying things that don't make sense.
So you'll get out of the car. It is very dark, like country dark. So people who are watching have only ever, spent a lot of time in the city. When you go out into the country where there isn't like a proliferation of lights like you have in the city, the dark when you turn the lights out is really quite oppressively dark. So having a candle lit is not a bad idea. It's also really, really quiet out here. Even for the wilderness, you normally think you could hear some cicadas or things rustling in the trees. But other than the very slight movement of the treetops in the evening breeze, it is really very, very quiet. So are we making our way along the little path towards the farmhouse?
Well, if no one wants to go first, I suppose the only way to put to rest these ghost stories is to just look inside and see that there's probably nothing.
Yes, I'll follow right behind the light source.
So moving forward,
And
the
next to
house
Kiko.
the house does come into view. It's of 18th century salt box design with a high peaked roof and windows flanked by sagging shutters. While most of the windows are broken, the ones still intact are filthy and resemble frosted glass due to the years of dirt and dust. It's a single-story structure comprising, only a couple of rooms at most, and clearly does have an attic overhead. There's a very strange and unsettling vibe you get from this place as you approach it. So what would we like to do? So we're looking at everyone's looking at our map here. There you are. You notice there is a little well nearby. There's a garden plot just to the south of the entrance to the farmhouse. Where would each of us like to go? Obviously, the door is right there. It's obviously clearly locked. Who has the key?
I think I have the key.
If you open the envelope, I think you'd have it.
Yeah. Yeah, I will certainly open the door.
Into the door. Is everyone else following in suit?
I would like to look to the right of the door. Is that a well?
There is a well.
I would like to investigate the well.
Yes. Where am I looking at here? Sorry, I'm just going to find my well section. The well section. Yes, so it's just an old water well. Sits just to the outside the front door. The thing that they use to pull up water is broken. It looks like it hasn't been in use for quite some time. There's a bit of a sort of stale smell that comes up from the well, but if you turn your ear to it, you can hear the faint sounds of water trickling around down below.
Can I drop a penny in and see how long it takes
A
to
penny?
splash?
That's like dropping a $5 note in.
A small pebble. A small pebble.
A small pebble. Yes. Takes about a second and a half before you hear a little clop. Clop? That's like can anyone do that?
Not exactly frugal with your money, are you, Miss Kiko?
Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. A little.
I considered it, but rethought. Yes.
Well, I think you have the right idea over there. Allow me, and I'll take one of the matches that I bought, light that, and see if I can drop that in.
Oh.
For any sort of illumination on the way
lights it
down.
up. It's
Quite
about
clever, Mr. Shields.
I think it's about 6 meters down or so, and then it extinguishes as it falls into the water. 6 meters being like something like, I want to say 15 feet. So I'm sure someone in chat can correct me on that. Yeah.
Okay. And there were no mythos creatures that we saw.
No, you did. Oh, sorry, there was the Shoggoth. Yeah, sorry, there's a Shoggoth down there. No, I'm joking.
Eyes everywhere.
I'm joking. Yeah.
I think in this case it would be the color out of space, right?
Exactly.
If it's in the well, it's the
Yes,
it's the
is
glow.
color out of space.
And that is the end of this
all of the
chronicle. We're
trees
good.
taste wrong.
Yes. All good. Nothing around there. Lois, while you're sort of standing nearby while these two are, you're holding a candle, correct?
I am, yes.
Could I ask you to please make a spot hidden roll?
Sure thing. I'd be happy to. Ah!
Would you like to either spend a bunch of luck points or make a pushed roll on that?
Yeah, you know what? I feel like this is kind of important.
If you spend the luck points, that'll permanently reduce your luck on a 1-for-1 basis to retroactively reduce your roll. Or if you push the roll, you can make the roll a second time. But if you fail this time, something bad will happen, such as maybe your candle will extinguish.
You know what? I'm willing to take the risk. I'm gonna go ahead and try to push that roll.
Okay.
Right.
Make the roll again.
Oh!
Hey, you love to see it.
Very nice.
Okay. All right. So as this whole well thing is happening, you're sort of just glancing around, holding your candle up, and something in the very, 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 very destitute garden plot and flower bed catches your eye. Something just a bit weird. There's sort of a depression in the leaves, as if something's been dropped.
How far away is that?
Oh, only a few steps. Just a few steps away.
I'm gonna meander over there and investigate a bit.
So amongst the sort of knee-high grass near the garden plot, you find the remains of a recently dead raccoon.
I would
lying flat, just on like on its stomach, splayed out.
literally shriek. I would do it, but I want to kill people's eardrums, so let out a big old scream.
Scaring the hell out of the other three, I'm sure, as it comes out of nowhere. Yeah.
Immediately rushing over to make sure that she's okay.
Yeah.
My heart be still. Oh my goodness, there's a dead raccoon.
Oh,
Oh.
jeez.
All right. Well, a live
Precious
raccoon may have
loss.
rabies, but a dead one poses no threat.
Well, I mean, there still might be.
Right.
I don't know.
Probably
Maybe
best
not a
not to
good
touch
idea
it.
to go.
Everybody
poke
else
around.
looking
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
the way that looking at this, it's knee-high grass,
Mhm.
and the raccoon is just flattening a whole section of the glass. It was this depression which initially caught Lois's eye. So it looks like the raccoon may have just been dropped onto the grass rather than having
That's-
just laid down to die. It's literally
Could I-
flattening grass. Yeah.
Could I roll for biology to see how it died?
Yes, you can do that. It'll be a penalty die unless you want to actually closely inspect the animal.
Oh, I will closely inspect.
Okay, so how would you like to inspect it? Describe it to me. What would you like to do?
I step up closer and I find a stick on the ground nearby. I flip it over so that I'm not touching it with my hand in case, well, I don't know how.
It's about 30 pounds. It's a big boy, but you managed to flip it over.
I was gonna say, can I assist her in that? And I'll put my gloves on and just kind of move it over
Yeah,
for
just
her.
flop it over. That's totally okay. You notice the animal's breast is stained with clotted blood, and a large hole has been bored into its chest. You can still make your science biology roll. Okay,
I succeed.
you succeed. Looking closer, you notice the animal's ribs were wrenched apart, and its heart was neatly scooped out. A fox could have done it, but seems
Could have.
very precise. Could have, yes.
I relate to my friends. It seems the heart has been removed.
Only the heart.
Just the heart. Seems the heart has been
Interesting.
removed. And its ribs
That's
have been wrenched
strange.
open.
Yes, I would
It's
say
strange.
I don't feel too comfortable being out here any longer.
so. Yeah,
or
we should
much
probably get
longer.
inside.
Yeah, there might be another animal out that might want to eat our hearts as well. So
I
should take
don't
my
know that
matches
this was an
aside.
animal, Mr. Shields. Brian, would I recognize the removal of a heart from an animal as sort of like a sign of cultish behavior?
You can make an occult roll.
Sure.
Or anyone can make an occult roll, I suppose.
Oh
So-
God, that's gonna be interesting.
I'll do so as well.
Oh, that one!
Oh, crit!
That's a 1. So that's,
Oh,
I want
wow.
to say an extreme success. What is your occult?
Mine did nothing.
At 5.
Your occult skill is 5. Okay, that is 1/5. An extreme success. So the removal of hearts is very much a thing that you've heard of before in certain, medieval and cults from uncivilized parts of the world. However, you've not ever heard of it being performed on like a
Like an animal.
rat-eating animal like raccoon thing.
Right.
Yeah, trash. What do they call them? Trash pandas.
Trash
Trash
pandas.
panda.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We don't have them here. I think they're adorable.
Oh, the
they
poor
got
trash
fingers.
panda.
Yeah, you just have drop bears.
Yeah, yes, exactly. We don't joke
Drop
about
bears.
that. Sorry, we don't
I
joke.
don't joke.
Yeah.
I say with seriousness.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yes, you've never heard of it being done on you've heard of like human sacrifices where the heart is removed, that kind of thing, but never a raccoon. Whether or not that is then indicative of the level of power of the cult or whoever did this is unclear.
Right.
Yes, let's hurry inside, shall we?
That's probably a good idea.
All right.
There's
so-
2 buildings. Can we see just at a cursory glance which?
Oh yes, so
the
there's
second
also
building?
a barn further back. It looks very dilapidated looking barn. So if anyone would like to step around the old farmhouse and to have a close look at the barn before you head inside, yes, we just got to roll 20 up now. We can go around.
I think
there.
I'll head inside the house first.
Okay.
All right.
Unless anyone else would like to, we can always split up. That's totally fine. It's just there. It's like it's barely that far away.
Right.
So
So I'd like to go to the barn.
yeah,
I'll accompany Cynthia or Lois.
yeah. And
I'll stay with Kiko.
okay, cool. Do we give Kiko and Darwin Kiko and Oliver the key so they can get in?
Yes.
Yes.
I think I unlocked the door.
it's
before
unlocked.
we
Okay,
heard
that's
the
all
scream,
good.
yeah.
All right, so Alistair and Lois heading towards the barn. So it is fairly ruined. So if you have to go into it, it looks a bit precarious. You can quickly run and check it out.
Yeah, is there Any sort of cracks in the walls where we might be able to just kind of like peek inside, or would we
You're looking inside. It does just look like a barn. There's a lot of like tools and things, but it's also part of the roof has fallen in. So if you were to go into it, it's just a bit precarious to walk around. It will require a dex roll to just navigate your way through the barn. Are you looking for anything in particular, Lois?
I actually, yeah, so I may look a little strange, but I'm actually trying to like jump in different places to see if there's any like trapdoors hidden. I'm an engineering student, so my understanding of, I'm going to assume civil engineering is that there may be some sort of extra base underneath the barn. So I'm not necessarily intrigued by the barn itself. It's already dilapidated, like big whoop. I want to try to find foundational stuff.
All right, so walking into the barn to traverse the debris while doing this will require a dex roll from you, Lois. And Alistair, are you waiting at the door, or are you going in with her?
I'm staying just behind her, and I would maybe say to her, like, just as a suggestion, instead of doing the jumping up and down, maybe just take that hammer of yours and knock to see if there are any hollow spots.
Let's see how these dex rolls go.
Ha! Wow. I think my way is way better than using a hammer. Thank you.
That's okay.
I think you are probably right. Based on those rolls,
it's an extreme success. Right. Lois, you're doing perfectly fine. Alistair, you walk in, trip on a 2x4 and immediately faceplant into the floor, taking 2 points of damage. So please reduce your hit points by 2. Lois is practically acrobating her way all over the place with her extreme success, looking like she's just activated Cat's Grace, no free ads, you find the remains of several rusted farm tools, some old meat hooks covered in rust, but there's no animal maybe even bigger than a rat around here, and as far as your civil engineering skills can discern, there is no like hidden trapdoors or anything like that. Alistair, are you okay?
Ow.
Other than your wounded pride. That's right.
Oh, God. No, we're fine.
We're okay over there, FBI?
We're doing just great, Miss Russo. Thank you very much for your concern.
Did you need a hand?
Sure. That would be appreciated.
I'm gonna go over to him and reach out and go, you could always ask a woman to help you.
I'm aware. I try to. It's a learning process. Apologies. Sincere apologies.
It's fine.
Meanwhile, back at the ground floor of the farmhouse, coming in just from that southern entrance on roll 20, so you can get our secret producer who's behind here to drag some tokens up to the top of this map page where the farmhouse ground floor is. And we've got our tokens there for Kiko and Oliver. So if you just drag your tokens just around to the south section where you can see just to the left of the well. And there's the doorway just to the left of the well there. There we are. So they're the steps leading up to the farmhouse. We're going to open that door and we're going to have some fun with this dynamic lighting here on Roll20. It's going to slowly reveal the interior of the farmhouse. With about the same level of light as a candle would have. As we got here, so
I look at Oliver and we sort of wait for him to step at the same time as me. Yes. Are we going inside? Right. It's just a house.
Yeah, it's just a house, and it's better than out there with the heartless raccoon. So I'm gonna step on inside right here.
Very well done. As you're stepping through the door, you notice that lintels all over the doors and windows are carved with symbols of a strange nature in red paint, just like on the inside of the door frame. And either of you can, or both of you can make an occult roll to see if you recognize any of these symbols.
I'm looking to see if it's similar to the hieroglyphics from earlier.
They look very different to the Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Okay.
That much you do know.
Failure.
Yeah.
No,
I got nothing.
They are definitely strange symbols. Perhaps one of your compatriot investigators may have a different recognition as you walk through. But stepping through the front door of the farmhouse, the front room is dirty and long untouched. A foul odor greets you Dust lies thickly on the furniture and the empty shelves, while dead leaves and detritus cover the floor. An iron stove rests against a wall, the ventilation pipe still connected to the outside. There's a round table with chairs near the stove, and the wooden floor is warped and stained, the result of water leaking through the roof and ceiling. Rot has eaten away at the table, an old couch, and matching wing chair. Perhaps those smouldering pieces of furniture are the source of the foul odor in the room. Near the entrance to the second room is a narrow opening in the floor, revealing a steep flight of steps leading down into the cellar. That's what you can see in that left-hand corner there.
Well, should we split up?
We could split up, or we could stay together with the safety of numbers.
For more candlelight. Yes, we could illuminate a whole room with 2 candles.
You got any more candles? Can we spread some candles out around so there's more of like an illumination, like a light?
There was 6 candles in total that were purchased. Was that correct?
Excellent. I purchased 4.
I threw in for, I'll say I purchased 4 more.
Okay, so we've got 8 candles.
Like 2 each.
You can put a few around. That unfortunately won't help this very ambient lighting we've got on Roll20, but at least this front room is well lit, and there's the back room as well.
Should we head into this other room on the same floor first? 1 floor at a time, yes?
Yes, I agree with you. I would like to find those papers if possible.
Around about this time, you both hear a slip and a thump, and then a groan from somewhere out in the barn. Perhaps the FBI agent has just fallen over.
I'm sure they've just bumped into something.
I think that Lois might have hit him.
That's entirely possible. Yes, I've known her for a year now, and he probably said something inadvertent about her temper. Never say anything about her temper.
Learning.
All right, so moving into the back room, you're both moving in there?
Yes.
It has a comfortable armchair in one corner, while a table stands against a wall beneath the rear window. An old walking stick lies on top of the table. The fireplace is large and made of grey stone. An unlocked back door leads out into the direction of the barn and a collapsed lean-to. A trapdoor set in the middle of the ceiling overhead leads to the attic space. Could you both make a spot hidden roll as you're looking around the back room here?
Extreme success.
Extreme success.
Nice.
I was saving all my good rolls for now.
Failure.
Failure. So Kiko, you detect a muddy boot prints on the floor coming from that back door that leads to the barn. The prints are evidence of some recent occupation. In addition, because you've got an extreme success, that you notice that the fireplace contains embers of a recent fire, possibly lit within the last day. Also, less hidden is a thick woolen blanket that's been tossed beside the fireplace, and an empty can of Campbell's pork and beans lies nearby. A dirty tin spoon that looks like surplus from the Great War sticks out of the can. Traces of the sauce are still liquid and look relatively fresh.
You said it was blood? What was sticking out of the can?
No, I just that was a spoon out of Campbell's pork and beans. Yeah.
Sorry, I grew up in Japan. I eat with chopsticks.
Yeah.
I point to the embers in the fire and just sort of like, I don't want to say out loud, I think there's someone in the house.
I give like some verbal acknowledgement of that. And I sort of just kind of like backtrack, now being very, very careful to be quiet and looking around for any sort of translations I can find in this room at all, if possible.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, out near the barn, Lois and Alistair finished your investigation of the barn. Are you heading back to the house, or are you looking anywhere else while you're out there?
Is there? You had mentioned the roof had caved in. Is there a second floor to the barn? Is there one?
There would have been like a mezzanine, if that's the correct word. I think everyone knows what I'm talking about. But it has all since fallen through. It just collapsed just from disuse and probably enduring those New England winters.
You also mentioned something about the types of tools that were inside.
Yeah, there's like a old rusted trowel. There's a rusted pick, some old meat hooks.
Is there anything that looks like it's been freshly used?
Nothing. all look like they've been buried under here. Like the tools you can find like under Detrius, like old rotty hay and things like that.
And to
Anything
clarify,
look like it? No,
I
yeah.
think we're gonna say the same thing. So go for it.
I was gonna say anything look like it's missing, like maybe from.
Oh no, these things they've fallen onto the ground. They're not like on a tool shelf or anything like that. It doesn't look like there's anything missing here. Just
Okay.
old and.
Well, looks like we hit a dead end here.
I think this is all we can find.
Mm-hmm.
See if
Can you
any
both make a
others have
spot
any
hidden
gone.
roll as you're turning to leave the?
Sure. Where? Ah,
How close are we? What?
I was 44 on a 25.
425. It's okay. Everything's fine. So you're heading back to the the farmhouse. You can come in through that back door, which is unlocked, if you'd like, which will lead you into the back room. Because you can see the light from inside the windows now. Obviously, your compatriots are well inside ahead of you.
Maybe Kiko
What do you-
peeks around the door and oh, hello.
Oh, we should come in.
Look at that. Doesn't that look fantastic?
How do
So-
how do I see the interior?
Oh, you can't see it on your screen?
Move
No.
on in.
There you go.
I'm in the house. I couldn't see the interior of the.
Oh, have you scrolled up to the?
Oh yes, you might actually just right-click and drag the view.
There's
up
another
the
map.
Top of the map. Pardon me. Yes, there you all are.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Oh, I
Well,
see.
Very well
Yes,
done.
I understand. I understand now. All right, perfect.
So the other thing, apart that table just to the left of the back door, apart from the walking stick there's a large piece of worn and wrinkled fabric on which rests a half-full penny box of wooden matches, as well as a small piece of soap, a tin cup, a screwdriver, a can opener, a jackknife, and the stub of a candle.
I'm
Anyone?
gonna pick up the jackknife.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
And,
know if our friend who's been staying here is friendly.
What is does the jackknife have any blood on it?
It does not. Oliver, being from the south, can I get you to make an intelligence roll?
Can do.
Yeah.
Let's see. Please pass.
Is it on 100 on an 80?
Being from the
Oh.
south, let's make an intelligence roll.
That's
wow.
okay.
Sorry,
Yeah, you
Southerners.
you might have been able to put a few things together given your background, but that's okay. Sometimes we just we roll 100. What are the odds of that happening?
1 in 100.
So looking there, yes, exactly. All right, so you're looking at the table here, and you are now regrouped as well.
Friends, anything interesting back there?
Not in particular. Not that I could find.
Just learned that Darwin is a little bit flat-footed.
Ah, we heard something. And
Yeah.
you
Well,
had
I-
nothing to do with that?
Why would
No,
I?
it's-
No, just asking.
No. Actually, Miss Russo was quite the assistant helping me up. I'm very grateful for it. But yes, you're not wrong in the flat-footedness. It was why I couldn't join the army.
It's all right. I'm quite athletic myself. I can help you.
Suddenly
Not with the army thing, though.
you hear a low rumbling growl coming from beneath the house, followed by loud, thundering, beating steps coming up the steps of the trapdoor in the next room over, like running, like slamming feet
Oh,
down
God.
hard on the steps.
I wouldn't.
Alistair's gonna pull out his gun.
Mhm.
Pull out my switch knife.
Oliver dives under the table that's in this room.
Yeah, I want to go behind the armchair.
Okay.
Yeah, I am gonna prop myself up behind the couch. It's
Mhm.
coming from the direction where
Come
they
from that
initially came
to
in.
the staircase, yes, that it leads
Okay,
downstairs.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna prop myself right up behind the couch, so the moment
Mhm.
it turns the corner, I can see it.
And then come lumbering up the stairs, brandishing a small piece of sharpened tin is the other occupant of the house. And we're going to take a quick break just now, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. So everybody please feed and water themselves, and we'll be back with Edge of Darkness here on the Stream of Chaos. Don't go anywhere. Please take this moment to tell your friends to come join us and chat, and we will see you very, very soon. Welcome back to the Stream of Chaos, where we are playing Call of Cthulhu, the scenario Edge of Darkness from the Call of Cthulhu starter set, which we're playing here on Roll20 with our fantastic cast of characters. Before we took our brief break, they were exploring the farmhouse in Ross's Corners that they believe, well, they not necessarily believe, but they were told is inhabited by some sort of unhinged spirit summoned some years ago by a group of men. And somebody else is in the house. He's wearing a tattered plaid shirt. He's got dirty jeans on. He is holding a pocket knife. He's got a big broad hat on. He's unshaven. He's staring at all of you. He's brandishing his little
Freeze!
pocket knife. He's freezing. He sees a gun. He was not expecting a gun.
Lower the weapon.
Okay.
Very slowly
All
put it
right.
on the ground.
I'll put it down. I'll put it down. What are you?
Right?
I thought you were you're just people. You're just people. That's good. That's good. You're just people. He drops the knife on the ground. Oh, good.
What exactly did you think we were?
I thought you were the monster. Obviously.
Do me a favor.
Pico's
Can
gonna
you
come
just
out from
kick the
hiding.
knife over to us?
There's a Kiko as she reveals herself. All right.
What's your name, friend?
Doesn't matter what my name is. Don't really have a name
It certainly
anymore.
does to me.
Jake. They call me Red Jake. Walk around doing odd jobs, getting work where I can. But right now, I can't. I came here last night, and the guy, that thing was hunting me out in the woods. I had to come back in here and hide from it, and I thought you were coming out again. I thought that you were the monster, you're walking around up here. God, I just gotta stay safe. Gotta stay safe. He makes, ignoring the gun that's being pointed at him, he walks directly toward the table where his unfolded bindle is, with all the little things in it, with the walking stick, and begins to pack his things away. With little regard for what you all are doing.
Is that over here on the map?
Yeah.
On the map? Is that the table under which you are hiding? Yes.
Yeah. I hear this above me, and I'm just like, oh.
Excuse me, sir. I hand him the jackknife I took.
Yes,
This must be yours.
he
I'm so
snatches it out of
sorry.
your hand. Puts it in
I
the
didn't
bindle.
know if you were threatening.
Okay. I'm not threatening. I'm getting the hell out of here. Getting out the hell out of here.
Keeper,
Yes.
real quick, is he someone that I would recognize, or would recognize, like, that would be working amongst the folks with my dad?
No, this guy's more of just a straight up hobo. Like, he's just out of work, Depression era, traveling.
Got it. Just making sure that
professional.
alias was just an alias.
Yeah, no.
That wouldn't be a
just-
name I've heard before, would it?
I don't know. Do you work with hobos? I don't know. Very, very
do not
unlikely.
necessarily
No.
work with hobos.
No. He's not particularly well known in the underground work circuit.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm getting the hell out of here. If you guys want to stay, that's completely under you. But I'm not having no monster taking me out of here. Okay.
Slow down,
He
friend.
puts his
What
bindle up
did
and
this
puts it over his
monster look
shoulder.
like?
What do you mean? What did it look like? You'd hear it
What did it look
shrieking,
like?
chasing me through the woods, chasing me all kinds of screams and stuff like that. I just stayed inside the house. I don't know. I heard it up above, so I went down to the cellar. It seemed safest down there, but I don't know.
Okay,
Wait,
so you haven't
when's
seen this at all?
When's the last time you encountered the monster? Oh, sorry. As I crawl out from under. Yeah, when's the last time you encountered it?
Oh,
It's all right. He's with us.
All right. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. I don't have time for
My
this.
name is
Okay.
my name is Detective
I know.
Alistair Darwin. This is
Congratulations,
Mr. Oliver.
Fancy Darwin person. Okay, listen. I gotta get the hell out of here, and I suggest you all do the same. Okay.
Do you know anything about the disappearance of Mrs. Maggie McFurder? Do you think that perhaps all the shrieking you heard could have been a woman in distress in the woods?
I don't know. I was out in the woods. I heard something following me. Then I heard some shrieking further away. I ran back here. I seem to be pretty safe. Okay. I'm
Mr.
making another run
Jake,
for it now. I'm too
I don't think
Just
you-
calm
What
down.
do you
Calm down,
Hey,
please.
Calm down.
Is-
I'm gonna get the
is-
hell out of here.
Is leaving in the dead of night your best option, on foot, no less?
Look, he walks up to the back door and pushes the door open. The cold air comes rushing in through the barn outside. Says, "Right now, it's dark. I having to live my life out in the wilderness and on the streets, so I can navigate my way around through the dark. That's something you can't do. I'm not going to have any light source on me. Nothing's going to find me. I'm going to be perfectly safe. So I suggest you all get some real skills that'll help you in the real world, unlike your weird corporate capitalist, whatever the hell shticks you got going on." He's pointing very clearly.
Oh,
at
I
the
am
FBI
a
agent.
biology student, so thank you. I wish I were more of the
Listen.
capitalistic system.
I thought I could stay here. I don't want to. You're clearly the occupants. I don't want to get shot by this guy
We're
here.
not.
I'm just going to get the hell out of here. Please,
Okay,
kindly,
look, fella,
everybody,
I'll put the gun away if
fuck
you can
off,
just slow
okay?
down.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll slow down. I'll
Wow,
slow down right
cool.
out the goddamn door. He turns
Wait,
around
wait.
and steps out the back.
I grab him by the shirt.
Yeah.
As you grab him by the shirt, he's stepped out of the house. He turns around, says, "What the hell do you?" and then freezes as his chest explodes and spatters all over your face. As this sort of unseen, weird, swirly thing in the air bores into his chest, tearing his heart out
Oh!
and spraying arterial blood all over Lois's face, clothing, leaving almost a person-shaped hole in the blood that spatters out.
Oh,
He
God.
collapses onto his knees as you're holding his steps, and his heart
I'm
is wrenched out
gonna
of
see
it.
if I can fire behind him.
You cannot see anything as yet, but what I will get everybody to do is make a
Okay.
sanity roll for having
I
witnessed
knew
it.
that was coming.
Yes.
Naturally.
I
fail.
Where did it go?
Big one, top middle.
Thank you.
Oh, failure.
Extreme success.
How?
You have seen some strange stuff out there.
I
Wow.
got some strange. I got to
So
see some strange
did everybody
things.
but Alistair fail?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can see my rolls as the GM, but I will let you know. So Lois, you are going to lose 4 points of sanity.
Ooh.
We can see.
You can see very
Yes, we
good.
can see.
Kiko, you are going to lose 2 points of sanity. And Oliver, you are going to lose 2 points of sanity.
Cute.
All right.
Okay. You mentioned this earlier. We're still brand new to this on Roll20. How do we edit that again?
Yes. So in your character
If you-
sheet, if you
Yeah,
go
if
to
you
edit
pop it
mode,
out,
I
there
think,
should be
yeah.
an edit mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Copy.
Upright.
Copy.
Toggle.
Oh, I would like to slam the door closed.
The door shuts. Lois and Alistair, you get a glance at on the inside of the door frame. On this side are also some of those occult symbols. If you'd like to make an occult roll,
Yeah,
See.
absolutely.
if you recognize them at all.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
goodness.
what? I was into editing my stuff.
Oh, sorry. If you use
Nope.
an occult roll,
Definitely no.
Not my greatest strength, but you know, let's try.
who knows? Yes.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
No, that's okay. All good.
Are these
Uh,
different from the other ones? In that, is there a chance that I could try this
Powered
again?
inverse
From
cells.
You can try again from a different yeah, because you did look at them earlier, but these are slightly
Yeah.
different.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's just try it out.
Oh,
Boom! Crit, son!
Relief
Let's
of the
go!
firelight.
Wow.
Let's go!
Chef's
One of the
Look at that.
Nice.
Beautiful.
All right.
Let's go
all
shields.
right.
Let's go shields.
They appear to be symbols of power used to ward against otherworldly spirits.
Oh.
I have seen these for sure. Now, I didn't believe them before, but this keeps those bad things out. It's a warding sort of runes, etchings. This is
I'm
important.
gonna, yeah, Alistair's gonna
safe here.
start just like for future use, just gonna start writing down
Oh.
in order the
Symbols
notes,
of that,
the symbols in his notebook, in his detective's notebook.
So Mr. Shield, so what you're suggesting is these symbols are protecting us from bad things happening, correct?
Was more like if I can understand it correctly, like a gate. So the things out there can't get in
Right.
while these symbols are around.
Sort of,
I was gonna say, because my whole outfit is ruined. This is bad.
I see.
That's what you're focused on, Miss Russo?
Are you
A man
clever?
just No.
Would you like
Okay.
to wear my new shawl?
No, that's
That's the
not the
only
point.
response that I have. Is just no. I'm not currently covered in blood. There's spatters, certainly, but not.
Okay,
to
yeah,
that
so I would like to
extent.
focus
That's
on this
bad.
for just one moment. I am covered in someone else's blood. We have no idea how that happened, and we're talking about these freaking ruins.
Did we see the thing
Ruins.
that punched through his chest?
You did not
No,
see it.
it
If
was-
it was there, it was somewhat invisible. There was sort of a shimmer, but it's also very dark outside, as we talk about the
Right.
oppressive country darkness.
All right, we saw a shimmer and nothing else, but something out there takes hearts. That's all I know.
I think that might be exactly what happened there. Is the body on the other side of the door?
Yeah, it's outside.
Ah, damn it.
Well, that's how it got.
Right. I just didn't know if he had anything else on.
All right, let's collect ourselves. Lois, I know I too have been splattered with blood today, and it's not pleasant, but if we're going to get through this, we'll need to do what was mentioned in the letter, which is find demise mysterious. Supposedly it's somewhere in this house. Mr. Books?
Or was it just the translations of it? Was it the actual book itself, or I wasn't
have
quite
the
clear
letter.
on that.
Was De Vermis Mysteries, was that the name of the book that was mentioned in the letter, or was that a phrase?
Well, in the letter I have right here, it says the method of delivering the thing out of this world is still in the house. The translation made by Marion from the book. Maybe we need translation.
Oh no, yeah, the book's name is De Vermis Mysteries. Okay.
I'm just gonna
Cool.
start
Anyone-
praying again.
Well, there are two areas that you can start praying. Go ahead.
Great.
That's fantastic.
Great.
There are two areas of the home that you have not yet looked. There's the trap door that's in the ceiling that leads up to the attic, and then there's the
right.
stairwell down to the cellar where Red Jake came from.
We
Gotcha.
didn't search the main room. Did we need to?
No, there's nothing particularly. Just the smoldering rocky couches and everything. The other thing in the main room is where these stairs to the cellar. are.
I'm just gonna go and close the front door if that wasn't already done, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Do I see the
Yeah,
same
you will
rooms
notice that
on
the
the front
symbols
door?
are on the inside of the door frame.
Good to
Yeah.
know.
Well, attic or basement, cellar. What's your poison? I guess the bad thing is outside, so we have nothing to fear in here.
Up or
Cellar?
down? Well, that seems to be where Jake came from.
Name came from downstairs, and then the trapdoor to the attic is above you in this back room where he was.
Perhaps if he didn't find anything else down there to protect him, we might want to go upstairs.
But if we go upstairs, we don't know what we're walking into.
Didn't know what we're looking for.
Yeah, and maybe he
Looking
didn't know
for
what he was.
texts.
Yeah, right.
Russo, we could always split up again.
Well, because that
It
did us a
seemed to
whole
make a
lot of
pretty-
good last time.
Well, you certainly helped me out of a spot, so maybe it's my turn to assist you.
Well, I would like
Or vice
to
versa. You can
the
start
man
from
who is armed with a firearm, just in case.
here. Right. Okay, maybe splitting up's not exactly the best idea.
All right. So, I would like to search the cellar. Who's with me?
To the cellar it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Let's go to the cellar.
Mm-hmm. There is a so you head down to the cellar. It's very dark. You've all got your candles. We'll move our Roll20 map just about halfway down the map to where the cellar is. The stairwell here. Plenty of place to search. That dynamic lighting, putting in some ambient effort for our horror game. But you've got your candles. So you're all good. So the cellar is small and has a low ceiling, making the room feel very claustrophobic. The floor is hard-packed earth. It's cooler than the house above and smells of dirt and dust. There is a pair of chairs against a wall at the base of the steps, and a table with a missing leg resting on its side. Shelves line one wall, cans and boxes sit on the shelves, each holding the long spoiled remains of foodstuffs. Several tins of tea leaves lurk amongst the cans, complete with silver tea set, now long tarnished. There are a few cast iron pots and pans for cooking, and sets of tableware for eating. Additionally, on the lowest shelf, a row of bottles containing good liquor.
Good to know.
Behind the steps is a pile of lumber, a bag of rusted nails, and a wooden box with some old tools in it. In the corner near the shelves is a bundle under an oiled tarpaulin, like a big tarp is covering up something in the corner.
Alistair's gonna go and grab 1 or 2 bottles of the good liquor.
I thought you were gonna say the thing covered up in the corner, but no. Yeah, get it.
He was asking at the store.
Yeah.
I was.
Hard to find.
Certainly these
Oliver.
days.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we look in here?
I believe so. Where should we start? I mean, it seems there's some thing under that tarp.
Yeah,
How is
I want to
everybody
pull back the
feeling,
tarp.
first of all, because there might be. All right.
Under the top.
Yeah, I take one side of it and I let Oliver take the other as we lift
You
it.
find a very
Yeah, I just
expensive looking travel trunk underneath. The straps are fastened and the latches are secured, but it is not locked. It just has not been opened anytime recently.
Is there any more bottles of the alcohol?
Yes.
I'm going to slip one into my purse.
Okay. Noted.
Don't blame me, Miss Russo.
I go to open the travel trunk.
Careful now.
Oh, yes, very.
So opening the trunk, you see on top, you see a folded black cloth with a handwritten letter sitting on top. On the underside of the lid of the trunk are more of the same occult symbols that you've seen along the inside of the door, like the door frames.
They're on the
inside
top
lid.
of the
On
trunk? Inside lid.
When you open the inside lid.
Warding.
Mhm.
We could trap it, or maybe it was in here, or
It might have been.
Okay,
in
no.
All you can see
noted.
is there's a letter on top, and then and beneath the letter are a bunch of folded black cloths. You can look deeper if you would like.
I passed the letter to Oliver.
Here.
Take that.
And before you're looking through the letter, also in here underneath it, so the black cloths appear to be 6 black robes. There's also a cigar box, as well as a sheaf of yellow papers. Oliver, you were given the letter, so I'm going to give you the handout.
Okay.
If you could read it to the whole class, that would be great. I believe this is handout edge 5. It is another letter. Okay, so everyone should be able to see this here on roll 20 now. Can everyone see that? Is it popped up for
to
you?
me.
Not yet. Yes, it's blank for me.
Loading. Yeah.
Go to players.
Maybe
Oh, there
it's
we
in
go.
the Text box?
Be an all
Ah.
Yeah, there you go.
I was thinking.
All right.
Okay, Oliver, if you could read that out to everybody as you unfurl the letter, as Kiko and whoever else go through the trunk finding these other various items.
Yes. Okay, let's see here. 23rd March, 1877. I don't know why I'm putting this down on paper. It's probably a bad idea. But I feel the need to leave some kind of explanation for my actions and intent. And I took the sarcophagus from my uncle. I did not think it would be missed. I expected to be able to research it and return it later. I was such a fool. Despite believing in the powers we tried to summon, I grossly misunderstood the consequences. Now Robert is dead, and Harold a madman. I'm going back to the farmhouse to organize our things. I dread stepping foot again in that place, but I must make sure that our materials will be available again when we need them. Since the others are too shaken to attempt a banishment of the creature, I can only hope that the thing hasn't the power to remain in our reality more than a few hours or days. At least it's bound to the house itself. I shall search for a means to destroy it before the last of us passes from this world and it's released from the house, if it's still there. I believe I know where I could find the knowledge I need to drive the creature away without assistance from others. I hear tales of mystics in New Orleans that know much of the true magics of the world. I am leaving the gold box in Rupert's care. I told him not to sell it or have it appraised by anyone.
Oops.
But
Praise. You did that. Sorry. That's funny.
excuse me, I'm gonna skip right over that sentence. He also seemed puzzled by my insistence not to live in Boston. but I believe he trusts my judgment not to go into danger unwittingly. My uncle does not know about our dark brotherhood, so Rupert and the others will be safe from anyone looking for it. But I'll be back to put things right again. Marion Allen. Oh, there's a PS, everybody. PS. I write this before I close the lid on the trunk. The thing is still in the attic of the house. It seemed to recognize me and spoke foul curses to me. I will carve protected wards on the trunk to prevent any tampering with its contents, just in case. So not out, but in. Right, like he said, I guess, but now we know where to find it.
I'm certainly glad that we did not go in the attic.
And everybody watching who's been a Call of Cthulhu keeper is really bummed out they didn't go to the attic first. I know. I was like, you sure you want to go to the attic? The attic's right there. I mean, that's if you want.
It must have
That's
been
me with
better.
What happened when you have experienced Cthulhu players?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's me with the bed and the haunting. I'm always like, sure you don't want to check the, you know.
Anyone
Lois,
would have better instincts than I do.
this might cover up your blood splatters.
I hand her a black robe to don if she wants. I put one on myself.
Yes. Wrap it
Right.
around myself.
Well,
Perhaps
it's a
we'll
fashion
be-
statement.
The sisterhood.
Yes, of the traveling sarcophagus.
I mean,
Oh my.
Should probably. And I take it out the sarcophagus.
yeah. What's
You want it back, Mr. Darwin?
Sure, I think I'll whatever works for you, Miss Russo. But sure, I'll take this. I'm still trying to.
I mean,
I
did
would
you
want to
hear
be
the man in
found.
the letter?
I did.
His letter was messed up. So
This is tied to it somehow, but we still don't know exactly how.
Well, also in the trunk was a cigar box and a sheaf of yellow papers.
Yes, there's
Right.
there's more over here, underneath these
maybe we-
robes here. Perhaps if we will become the newest members of this dark brotherhood or sisterhood, we should need to don these.
Indeed.
I hand one to everyone.
Oh, I'll put these black robes on.
Yeah, you gotta put the black robes on.
Sure.
I
Why not?
I hand Darwin the yellow papers, and with Lois, I'm gonna look at the cigar box.
ah,
I absolutely do have a black robe. It's just not within grabbing
All
distance.
right.
Buddy
That's okay.
costume change.
So Oliver, you're looking at this sheaf of yellow papers that was handed to you by Kiko. They're all handwritten notes, all dated from 1877. All the sheets are in Marion Allen's handwriting, the guy who wrote the letter that you just read out. There's 6 sheets of the papers. 6 sheets of these are identical. They contain the same, what appears to be Latin chant, which I should now have shared with all of you on Roll20.
It might take a second to
It
load
might take a
again.
moment to pop up there. But there's yes, appear to be from the same Latin chant. One sheet identifies the Latin chant as having been derived from a book called De Vermis Mysteris, and it states that the original chant detailed the ritual for releasing a spirit trapped into the ancient, releasing a spirit trapped in the sarcophagus, and several words within the incantation have been replaced, changing the original summoning ritual to one of exorcism.
Is there-
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry,
so
and
this
the
is
last-
already the exorcism ritual.
Yes, it is. It's been
Gotcha.
changed. And another sheet depicts a pentagram, which says to be drawn on the floor during the ritual with using the powder of Ibn Ghazi.
Is there any sort of additional tips and tricks that I can glean from knowing Latin and looking at this?
You can make a language Latin roll.
Okay, let's do
Could
it.
I also do just a little?
Would you like to spend some luck points on that? Just consider that for a moment while Kiko lets you know what you would like to do.
I'd like to do a science roll to look into the powder of Ibn Ghazi and whether that's, a normal substance that's just going by a different name.
You like a science roll just to think about it, or would you like to look inside the cigar box perhaps?
Oh, well,
yeah.
Lois and I did have it in hand.
Oh, you did have it. Sorry, pardon me. So the cigar box is a brand of cigar.
But I hadn't opened it yet, so that makes more sense.
Okay, sure.
Well,
so make your science roll.
Okay.
You succeeded.
Oh,
Biologically speaking.
Biologically speaking, it would be a powder of sulfur and oxide of copper mixture, something like that. So not supernatural, but it has a different word. Oliver, did we
Benghazi,
decide-
that rings true to me.
Oliver, did we decide if we wanted to spend some luck points on that?
I only have 30 luck. I rolled terribly, so I kept it. Let's do it. One shot. I'm gonna do it.
One
Spend
shot.
17 points of luck to have
17
13
points of
luck
luck.
after.
Yes, some other Latin pages. Luckily, you can read Latin, even though we all say never read the Latin. Describes,
Indeed.
it's true.
This describes the procedure of this exorcism ritual. So, one person must draw the pentagram using the powder of Benghazi, and at least one other person must then read aloud the ritual phrases. And this must be done concurrently for 1 hour. So everyone has to read this chant over and over again for 1 hour, and the ritual must begin generally not long after sundown.
okay.
Now.
I assume that you share it with us.
No,
Yeah, I do.
thank you.
I say that exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Time is of the essence here. It's dark.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Oh, may I say, Mr. Shields, it's very impressive the way you just translated that Latin.
Oh,
Here's
thank
the
you. I
thing.
learned it from a book.
Oh,
I do. If this thing is no longer bound to the house, it seems to be traveling outside. I have written down the sigils that were above the door. Perhaps we could put that on the attic to make sure it can't come in while we're doing the ritual, and then when it's time to complete it, we let it in and it goes back in the sarcophagus.
an excellent plot.
Oh, sorry, that was the other thing. The sarcophagus is to be placed in the center of the pentagram.
Thank you.
Opened, yes. I think that's correct.
I would like to open the cigar box.
So the cigar box is from a brand of cigars that date back to the 1870s. Inside is a small metal canister containing a coarse and brownish powder, and a small wooden box with a sliding lid. Within the smaller box is a silvery talcum powder-like substance.
I think I've found just what we need to create this pentagram you mentioned.
I cannot believe we are doing this. No. Mm-mm.
Lois,
You mean what?
you know I don't believe in this sort of thing, but well, here we are. We saw a man whose heart burst out of his chest right before your eyes. Even if it's just a bunch of bunk. Oh, we must try, mustn't we?
So you expect to draw a star on the floor and put this gold box in the center and say a couple of gibberish words that nobody understands, and you expect this thing to go away?
It's a pentagram, actually. It's typically used as a sigil of warding or summoning.
All right, Einstein. Thank you.
I suppose that perhaps even our belief in such things could have real-world consequences that just have not yet been explained scientifically, but are very much real.
Okay, you all do that. I'm gonna go sit here with my little bottle of booze, and I'm gonna pray. Because this is ridiculous. The only thing that's actually gonna make this work is my prayer, okay?
Miss Russo,
We'll take whatever we
believe
can get.
that we need your assistance, but I don't know. Prayer might
Assistance
help
doing
in this
what?
case.
Exactly.
Chanting this rite of exorcism, as
I don't
Mr.
read
Shields has
gibberish.
so kindly.
Well,
Listen,
maybe
I can
you
teach
keep
it
us
to you.
company.
We'll break it down
Right.
for you real easily. All right, it's not that hard.
I have spent years learning Italian. Why would I degrade myself to learn gibberish?
Miss Russo, this is Latin. You are aware of that, right?
Is
They're,
it?
they're very similar languages.
In fact, the root of Italian is Latin. So
I
perhaps,
imagine you would probably be able to get by.
perhaps even you would best all of us.
Well,
You, in
Most
fact,
of
might
us,
be
yes.
the best at this, actually.
If Lois wants to just pray in the corner, I do have noted here that she passed her power roll earlier, but if she wants to pray in the corner, she's more than welcome to pray in the corner.
I
Or in the
am just
cellar.
saying that you might be better than all of us at this.
I have seen some Bibles written in Latin. I guess. Okay.
Holy language. Now, where shall we do this? I propose the first floor.
I think it... Does it need to be the attic? Did it say it needed to be the attic? Or does it say there's the thing
no,
resides?
the thing lives in the attic.
Right,
It
but we
doesn't have
don't
to be in
need
the
to
attic.
do
Yeah.
it in the attic.
Yeah.
Maybe right below.
That makes
I think
sense
that
to
might
me.
be a good idea.
So we're going to move back up to the first floor on our roll 20 map here, unless there's anything else anyone wants to do down in the cellar.
I'm gonna ask, just in case, because we're drawing it with powder, I'm gonna ask everybody to see if they want to bring up some of these boards and some of like the nails and everything to maybe block off the windows, just in case there's like a breeze or something that interrupts the circle.
I want your help carrying the trunk up.
Oh,
It looks like it could fit a Kiko if there was an emergency.
that is entirely fair, Miss Kiko.
Thank you.
She struggles to pull it. She's not very strong.
I'll assist with that.
Okay. So we head back up to the first floor with our things. Okay. And we are drawing the... Who would like to draw the pentagram? Because as the pentagram is drawn, so it has to be on the floor somewhere in here, where this little pulse should be pulsing. That's going to be underneath the door to the attic, the trap door to the attic.
I'd like my hand to draw on it. I think I might have, a model in a book or something that I can also kind of reference.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And then we need people to chant. So how many people are going to chant while this happens?
I'll certainly chant.
Okay. 3 will chant. Very well done. Okay. So Oliver, as you draw this pentagram, I will ask you to make a power roll, please.
Would it
It goes
be
nothing.
a smart? Sorry.
Oh,
Would it be a
is
smart
that?
idea to draw the sigils on, like, around the trap door, or is that just sort of?
So the sigils that you've seen in the other doors have been inside the door frame. So if you want to do
not
that, you'll have to open
outside.
the trap door to the attic. So you can do it if
Yeah,
you would
that's
like.
fine.
Okay.
That's fine. We're good.
You passed your power roll.
Success.
Well,
Success.
And for
Yeah.
those of you chanting, I will also ask you to make a power roll.
Well, we can't just say we're chanting. We have to chant.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, we
Hold on
do,
a
hang
moment
on.
because you're going to be doing this for an hour, so I won't get you to say it all at once. Because Oliver will have to join in at some point, but we will. Don't worry. Don't worry. Lower. Becca, I know what you're getting at. I'll do it very soon. So who failed their power roll? Out of curiosity.
I want to spend luck.
You can spend some luck if you would like. How
good
much
idea.
I'll
luck?
spend 14 luck.
Is my luck? Oh, there it is.
I
think I failed to- no?
My luck.
You did. You failed by 15.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend 15 points there.
Hell yeah.
I'm overcoming my disbelief in such non-scientific matters, and as it's suspended, I
So Oliver draws
my faith in.
the pentagram
I love that.
almost very, very well in the powder on the floor. You've got the candles that are around the house, and you begin chanting this. You're reading it from the thing. Everybody's doing it. In this first 20 minutes or so, everything is very, very quiet. Then a soft breeze sort of filters through the home and snuffs out a few of the candles over in the next room. Then, Lois, you noticed something seeping from the floorboards above your head, like where the attic would be, close to the trapdoor. Something like a thick, porous substance dripping down from above. Can everybody please make a luck roll?
Yep.
Those of you who've just spent luck, I will.
There's no way. There's no way.
Oh,
Oh,
No
come
way.
on.
What? Thank you for your prayers.
Look at
Lewis.
you go.
And
Okay. Who
Oh, I
failed?
missed by 5.
I failed.
Oh. Can I use
Everyone
luck
else.
on a luck roll?
You
Is that
can't use
No.
luck on a luck roll.
Ah,
Was it
that's fine.
everybody except for Oliver failed?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kiko, Alistair. All right, so each of you get hit by a drop of this stuff that's seeping out from the thing, and it burns and sizzles like acids. So, Kiko, could you take 1 point? Alistair, please take 2 points, and Lois, take 2 points of damage as the acid seeps through from the ceiling and drops onto you, burning into your skin. It hurts like hell.
Yikes.
Continue.
Well, now that you're aware of it, you can sort of step around and not be exactly where it is,
Yeah.
falling from the ceiling above.
Is it damaging the pentagram at all?
It has not dropped onto the pentagram. No.
Yes.
Continue chanting.
Yes, so continue chanting.
Yep.
God, you're in a lot of pain. Still a lot of burning going on. You hear this soft, sort of like breathy whisper, echoing through the home as you are there. Could you all make a listen roll, please?
Oh, I will spin 1 luck.
Where's my
Listen will be a skill, I believe. Are they alphabetized on roll 20?
They are.
Oh, found it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I spin 1 luck.
I don't have enough luck to spend. To
Yeah.
make
You're
that
spending
matter.
1 luck.
I got you.
Oliver, did you pass? And everyone else?
I failed.
You failed. Kiko, you hear a noise coming from outside, like a faint cry. And looking through this sort of the frosted glass, the window, you can see just by the passing light of the moon, it seems to be like someone crying for help and running towards the house, like the cry of a woman running outside. What would you like to do?
I would remember it didn't say anything about having to like be in a circle or not break. I just can't break the
ritual,
chant, right?
No, you can break the chant as long as somebody is still chanting. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
So,
yes.
I'll try and keep chanting for now, but I'm gonna walk to the door and open
Which,
it.
The back door or the front door? So the back door is the room that you're in now.
The back door.
Yeah, cool. So you walk to the back door. Anyone else noticing that Kiko is walking to the back door and opening it, like to do anything?
I think Alistair would try and stop her and just like maybe put a hand on her shoulder.
To make this
while
really tense,
chanting.
if your character is chanting, I'll just ask you to hold your hand up like this. And if you want to do anything else, you have to put your hand down. If at any point there are no hands up, then there will be an issue. Okay.
Love this.
Okay.
Clever, I love
Everyone's got
this.
their hands up. Okay. So Kiko stopped chanting and opening the door. Alistair is walking to the door with her. So the door is
Yep.
open. Kiko, I assume you haven't stepped outside.
I would not.
But you can both hear the cries of this woman. Alistair, you can hear it now. Everyone else in the house can probably hear the cries of this woman, and you can hear the approaching footsteps. She's still outside. She's running through there, just like crying, like sobbing noises as she
That
sort
might
of
be
trudges
Maggie.
through the dirt.
Chico, it might be a trap.
No, it's a woman who needs help, Alistair.
Remember how
Keep
Red said he
chanting.
heard shrieking and everything? That could be the creature.
He heard. Maybe someone being attacked. Maybe a raccoon having its heart ripped out. We can't let that happen to this nice farmhand woman.
Okay, you know what? You go back to chanting. I'm gonna stay by the door. If I see a person, I will assist them. If
I
do
saw her.
not-
I saw her through the window.
Okay, I'm gonna be ready. I will do my best to help her.
Just chant.
Closer and closer. Lois and Oliver, could you both please make a spot hidden roll while this conversation was taking place?
Oh,
Roll
no.
20 hates me.
Yeah. Any passes? No, nothing. All good. Everything's fine.
Oh.
Alistair, you're standing by the door. Kiko, you're there as well. You do see the shape, the figure of a woman approaching. She's got her hand across this, like she's been hurt. She's walking closer, and she's like crying, and she's like almost running now towards the door of the farmhouse.
We have to let her in. Remember, Jake
right.
was perfectly harmless.
I understand.
Until he
Close the door, and
exploded.
I'm gonna go help her. I'm gonna go let her in, but close the door for now. We want to keep it open as little as possible. Please, Miss Kiko.
Close it behind you? Don't leave.
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
I'm going to go assist her. I'm going to go bring her in.
I don't know. Is this a bad idea?
You seem like a man of strong will that can't be stopped if he's deciding to exit this back door.
I am listening to you. If this seems like a bad idea, but I don't think we should keep the door open.
You don't seem like someone that listens to me, but I will scientifically tell you my observation that last time someone exited this specific door, their heart exploded.
They did die. That is very, very true. No, I apologize. I should be listening to you.
She's
Yes,
still
okay,
shrieking
all right.
right outside this door. We
Right,
don't have to
yes,
go out,
okay.
but she can come in.
Yes. We should keep chanting, though.
Okay.
We should keep chanting while she comes
She's
in.
getting
That sounds
closer,
like a good
and
plan.
she's getting
Maybe
closer
she'll
and
catch
closer. You're
on.
holding the door open for her.
I am.
Yeah, you are.
If he's not resisting.
Okay.
I am not.
Well done.
Don't listen to you.
All right. So, Alistair, you're not going out the door. Confirmed?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Just sort of like, come on, come on.
Sure. Yeah, she's coming in. She puts her hand on the inside of the door frame. It's at this point, Lois and Oliver, your attention is drawn to the window nearby because you can hear like a tapping scratch on the window nearby where both of you are standing while maintaining your chant. There's something close. You have to lean in a bit closer. Like, what is that? It's like something small, like a possum or a squirrel tapping at the. No, it's a raccoon. It's a raccoon at the windowsill, scratching at the window, and you notice, holding your candle closer, that it's the same raccoon from earlier with its opened up, and the woman walking into the house is very much the same. Her eyes are glazed over, her chest is open, she starts howling, and she
I
starts
start
swinging
chanting
directly-
louder.
I'm gonna
No.
I'm gonna
You were
like,
right,
just unload.
Alistair.
I'm gonna fire 3 times. I'm gonna fire 3
Gonna fire
shots.
through to Oka. Well, we're going to do this in dexterity order. So, zombie Maggie McFurter has a dexterity of 15.
no.
So I suspect she is going. Well, she's actually going to go first because she's going to. 'cause
Okay,
this is
so
a
the lower
surprise
number
attack.
goes first.
Yes. Well, no, the higher number goes first, but she's initiating combat, and it's more of a
Okay.
surprise attack. So I'm going to roll here. 37. She strikes out and smacks at Alistair. Alistair, you get to choose how you'd like to respond. So I was supposed to do this before I rolled.
All right.
I got too excited. So surprise attack. You can either
let's
try
see.
and dodge, or
Yep.
you can try and fight back. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna sort of I'm gonna try and move out of the way, and as I do, I'm gonna grab her arm and punch her in the face. So I'm gonna grab her
Okay.
arm, pull her in, and punch her in the
That'll be a
face.
fighting brawl skill. So she's just got a regular success, so you want to get a better success than her, or the same success.
Fingers crossed.
Fighting brawl.
Nope.
No,
Hell
no.
no. Really bad.
That's not what you
Real
want.
bad.
That's not what you want at all. So she claws right at your face,
Oh,
tearing
God.
her fingers into your flesh, doing 3 points of damage. As she
That's not good.
strikes right at your FBI person's face. Everybody looking at this zombie Maggie McFurter, please make a sanity roll now as well.
I was looking at the raccoon.
Zoom
Yes.
at me as well.
Just barely made it.
Oh, that's
Very
good.
nice. Also,
Oh, hard
Oh.
success. I've seen zombies before.
Wait, does that
I've seen
include
I've seen
Oliver
some
and
crazy
Lois?
shit.
Oliver and Lois as well. It's the howling, heartless, literally heartless Maggie McFurter is still in here, and you can see it.
And
so-
they are still chanting.
Yes, they are still chanting. Troopers.
Oh.
Everyone's holding. That's all
Oh.
good. Lois,
Can I
you're
get
up.
back to
right.
chanting?
What am I hitting?
Yes,
I'm hitting
yes,
sanity.
You can get your hand up.
Still going.
Oh.
Oh.
I was looking at the raccoon, I swear.
Lois, 2 more points of sanity off your
Spiritus vos potentium.
All right. Who's got the next highest? So who's got the highest dexterity?
50.
I might.
I have 59.
What am I doing? I have 70.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure that's going to put Lois acting first. Lois, what would you like to do?
Oh, crud. Is everybody chanting again? Like, I just want to, like, check in who's chanting.
Yeah,
I mean,
Everyone's
I'm
got their
not.
hands up
I'm in
in
the
the
middle
chat,
of
yeah.
combat.
Yes.
Okay, so, oh, man.
You just need
I
one
gotta
person to be chanting on point. You can stop
I gotta
chanting if you
save
need
I gotta save my buddy. So like I look at Oliver and I'm like saying it like louder, like
to. Yeah.
basically giving him
Yeah.
the indication like you better keep this up.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go over to my buddy Darwin. I'm gonna help him out. I've got my switchblade out.
Yeah, Kiko started chanting again too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We still got
That's
two.
good.
We got two.
Yeah, as
It's
long as
good.
you have at least
We gotta
one.
always keep two.
Lois, what were you doing? You're taking your switchblade out?
Yeah, I've got my
Right.
switchblade out. And what's going on with Darwin? Is he being grabbed by said
No,
zombie?
she just scratched him right across the face, taking a whole chunk of
big.
his flesh out.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have the blade kind of
Gotta be a
against
cool
here, and I'm
star.
gonna come under where
Yeah.
Darwin is at, and I'm just
God.
gonna just slice her across the stomach. So
Wow, okay. It's going to attempt to dodge. Oh wait, no, it's not. It says very expressly here, zombies do not dodge. So it will attempt to fight you back. So it will attempt to attack you. So make your fighting brawl roll.
can I do switch? I mean, it doesn't matter, switchblade or brawl, but I'm using my switchblade.
You're
so
using a switchblade? Yes, you can use
yeah.
your brawl, but we'll apply the damage of your switchblade, I believe.
Okay. I'm doing that. Ooh,
Yeah.
Well
success.
done. So you get a success. So now, if you can roll, I believe you can roll the damage of your switchblade if it's on your
I
character sheet.
can. Let me switch over to combat. This is so cool on Roll20. It's so
Yes,
easy.
Everything's there for you. Yes, does all the math.
Oh,
Wait, no, you did 11.
Oh, sorry, you did damage underneath. Yeah, so so when you press
Oh,
it, it actually
okay.
does the attack roll for you as well. So that's even a better roll than before. It's 14 versus,
Yeah.
versus 60.
that's true.
Yeah.
You've done 11 points of damage.
That works.
Is quite a lot. So you bring up the switchblade, dodging under her attacks as she swells at you and misses. Bring the switchblade up from underneath, cutting up through her already cavernous chest across her throat, severing several of the tendons around her neck that connect her arms, and she collapses to the ground, only a few feet shy of the very precarious powder pentacle.
Watch it.
So I'm gonna.
Who is next in Dex order? Who's got less than 70? 59, I believe. Is it
I
Alistair?
have 59.
Yes, Alistair, what would you like to do in the next 3 or 4 seconds?
Toss the body out the door and close the door.
Okay, so you're gonna grab it to move. Then Kiko with 50 or Oliver? You also have 50?
I'm at 40.
You're
Yep.
40? Okay.
Oh.
Kiko?
Is the body out the door?
It's on its way out the door. Very much on its way out the door.
I suppose there's nothing left to do but continue chanting, except that I want to drag the trunk in between the door and the pentagram. So if anybody tries to fall on our powder here again,
Okay.
they're going to have to trip over a trunk to do it.
Very good. Okay, so you're gonna start moving the trunk toward the door. Oliver, what are you doing at 40?
Yeah, so I'm still continuing to keep the chant going, but also I can still see the raccoon, right?
You can see the raccoon. It is beating its little raccoon paws on the glass.
Okay, cool.
Little
I'm going to try to reach into the jacket pocket and toss a book at it
Okay.
through the window
Like, scare it off.
Can you make
or something.
Can you make a throw
Oh!
roll? Oh, too late. Make your throw roll. Make your throw roll. Do it.
It's outside. Oh,
Oh no!
That's a success. 9 versus 20.
what to happen
That's a hard success.
And can you roll a d4, please?
No.
1. Okay, only
So
one.
The book flies through the window with this hard success, hits the raccoon square in the face, knocking it back outside. It also shatters the glass in the process. You were Dex 40. The raccoon is also Dex 40 and now scrambles to its undead feet and crawls through the window, squealing very loudly, running towards the pentagram. Can everybody looking at that raccoon please make a sanity roll?
Are we all looking
I'm
at it?
so sorry.
Kiko
Kiko
continues
with the
chanting,
hard.
but stares
Kiko is like
daggers.
hardening to this.
Yes.
He's like. Kiko's getting like, no, I've seen some shit now.
There are
good.
variables
Oh,
that I can
right.
control.
Everybody.
Oh, full success
Full
around
success.
it. Yeah, so is
Yeah.
Lois. Lois is just like, no, we're good.
Well done. Okay.
Yeah,
Both-
the lady was way scarier than the.
Yeah.
All right, Lois.
Both of
what
the
are
girls
you
who have
doing?
had blood thrown up on them.
So now
Like,
we
I know.
just like,
Lois,
no.
what are you doing now? The raccoon's
well,
making
now
straight
that-
towards the pentagram.
Now that my attention's towards the raccoon, and I had some pretty good success, I'm gonna go and like go after that raccoon.
You're going to go after the raccoon.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you're going to try and stab it again?
Yeah. Let's go with stabbing.
Okay, well,
Stab
so
the
make an
zombie
attack roll.
raccoon.
It's going to try and zombie raccoon attack you as well.
Cute.
26.
Can it
It's gonna be a
attack?
success.
Cute.
Ooh, you've also got a success, but you are lower.
Oh wait, hold on.
you
That
fast
was
rolled.
Wait,
that.
You were
I
like,
think-
"This
Yeah,
new
no,
raccoon."
that was no. Well,
I think
that
it
was
was wrong
24.
I didn't mean to hit that one.
Fast
I'm
talk.
sorry.
24. It's still a 24, which I believe is a success against your. What's your fighting?
60.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
She's right. Yeah,
Is that
60.
that's a better success. So you get in there, please.
Yeah.
So roll your damage of your weapon.
I didn't mean to click that one. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Now, fast talk,
6
all
damage.
right?
Okay, so you get in there and ramming down. Like just for saying like you did get a very hard success. You grab the raccoon by the tail and you stab your switchblade into it and you tear it down, spilling its little raccoon entrails all over the floor, spilling it up. There's more than one way to kill a raccoon. Now we know. All right, so it's pretty much all the threats done for now. We're also chanting. Good, I see
like the
hands up. This is good. Well, Alistair, sorry, you were moving that body. Could you
Yes, sorry.
please make a dex roll to throw the body out of the door?
Certainly can. Oh!
The 93. That's a
jeez.
bummer. It's okay. You throw the
I don't even have
you
enough
throw
luck to,
the
yeah.
body out of the door. That's okay. But you didn't quite do it well enough to not also have your limbs go out the door while you do it. So your arm goes out and it is grabbed by something that you cannot see outside. Something you feel like something wrapping around your left arm, holding tight, gripping very, very tightly on your arm, causing you to
On my
scream
left arm?
very quick on your
I
left
am-
arm.
Yeah, I'm still gonna close the door with my left arm outside.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm
you're
still
try
gonna
and
get
keep
it
closed?
as closed as I can,
Mm-hmm.
and put my full body weight in front of it.
Wait, you're closing the door inwards, so you're like trying to.
So yeah, so like
Slamming
figure
it
out
on
how
your
to
own
do
arm.
So like so this is the door. I'm in
Yeah.
front of it. I'm slamming it on my own arm, and then I'm just
Oh,
pushing
I
the rest
see.
of my body weight against it.
Okay, I'll get you to make a fighting roll, please.
Sure thing. It's not gonna be good. Nope.
How'd you go? No good.
Well, any of my fighting skills that aren't brawl are 10, and I got a 49.
Okay. Probably a good time here. I'm gonna this thing roll.
Wait, your brawl though is 40 is
It's
above
25.
49?
My brawl is 25,
Just kidding.
but Brian asked for a fighting skill. Oof.
That's still a success actually for this thing.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately for you. So that's going to be
Oof.
5 points of damage as it tears at your
I
arm.
am at 0.
You're at 0.
At 0.
Okay. Please fall to the ground. Unconscious for now. Where's my features?
And I fall to the ground in front of the door.
In front of the door, which is open. Which is all what we want. Your arm is twisted around, broken, and makes a very loud cracking noise, which spills all through the house. Everyone can hear it. Everyone hearing that noise, please make a sanity roll.
Oh. What if we're chanting so loud?
Very loud. You're hearing it happen. Well, Alistair screams. Oh, okay.
Oh. Oh
Okay.
no.
All
Oh
right.
no,
That's a lot
everybody.
of
Oh
big
no.
failures.
So Lois, you're going to lose 2 more.
I
Kiko,
think I have to lose the
you're gonna
max,
lose
right?
2 more. Sorry, yeah, you're going to. Well, it's D2, so you're going to lose 2 more. Sorry, it's D4, so you should use 4, Keiko. And Oliver, you're going to lose 3. Lois, what is your total sanity now?
40.
40. Okay, that means you've lost 5% of your sanity in a single day. So, yes, that's 1/5 of your sanity. It's a
Just
tough
keep
time.
chanting.
Very tough time. Could you please roll 1d10 for me?
On here?
Yes, Lois. Yeah, just
Yeah.
1d10. I think there's on roll 20. There's a little bar on your left-hand side. One of them looks like a d20, and you can select a die just to roll by
I
itself.
don't see it.
So on the upper left.
The
Yeah,
Left.
icon.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Look at the
What was
die,
it
and
again?
then
A D
just-
what?
Just a d10.
Cute. So what happens to me,
A
Keeper?
5.
You have gone temporarily insane.
Oh
A red mist descends on you, and you explode in a spree of uncontrolled violence and destruction directed at your allies and foes alike for the next 7 rounds.
no! Oh!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh,
I
that's
don't want
real
to fight
bad.
Lois.
Oh.
So you've seen
that's
so
real
much
bad.
that your brain is just breaking, and now you've got your knife. You've just sliced open a zombie woman. You've just sliced open a dead raccoon, and now the hot 45-year-old FBI guy who is maybe a bit lippy is just having his arm dislocated by something you can't see, while your friends continue to chant Latin, which is some bullshit version of Italian as far as you're concerned. And it seems like your prayers have all been for naught, so you're just gonna get stabby.
Uh-oh. Who's turning Dex order?
Oh, no.
Yes. Well, I believe Lois is the fastest at 7.
Wait, but she attacked the thing already.
Yeah, I already
gonna
killed
be
the
a-
raccoon.
Yeah, this is a new round of combat, which started when Alistair failed the thing, I believe. Yes. He failed
So
the-
here's a terrible idea, and I apologize up in advance, Patrick. My original move is I had enough first aid I was gonna go help
No.
him.
Oh.
So
Oh.
I apologize. I feel like
Oh,
she
and I
would
bought
attack.
bandages. I should have just used that as one of my moves to heal myself. Why didn't I do this?
And I knew that. That's why I was gonna go help you. But in
Oh.
this blind rage of I feel like she would try to cut the thing that was trying to hurt his arm. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
If you have that choice.
Yes, you're gonna go and try and cut into his arm with your.
Cut it off! Cut it off!
Sounds about right.
I
I feel
mean,
so bad.
He's unconscious. He won't know.
He's still screaming.
I'm not gonna feel it.
Oh, that's right. You're unconscious. Just good or bad.
Unconscious. What happens when you take
So
more
it's
damage when you're
that's what
unconscious?
happens,
Do you just die?
No. Well, you're 412. Hold on. So you are 0 hit points.
Yep.
You're at zero hit points. You've not got a major wound, so you've fallen prone, and then every round you're gonna have to, on your turn, you're gonna have to make a Constitution roll until you receive
Okay.
first aid. If you fail your first aid roll, you fall unconscious. Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Hit points fall to 0. You haven't taken a major wound. No, so you're unconscious and you recover 1 hit point per day. So you're just unconscious for now. If someone successfully, within the next hour, someone successfully administers medicine, you'll have to make, then you'll start healing. But until then, you'll make a Constitution roll at the end of every hour. So right now, you're just unconscious. That's fine. Until you take more.
But I'm
So-
at the end of every hour.
At the end of every hour. So you're fine. You're just
Oof.
unconscious right now. Anyway.
So, Keeper, looking at the map, I actually wouldn't be able to get to Alistair quickly. So the person who's closest to me, unfortunately, is Oliver.
Okay, well, then you're going to stab Oliver. All right.
Yeah.
Oliver, how would you like to respond?
Oh no.
I'm just gonna set up and just prepare to dodge. Like I'm gonna pull another book and just hope to catch the knife that you have in it.
Okay,
In
so
the
you
book.
can make a dodge roll.
Nice.
Lois, could you make
They were
a
good for
fighting roll,
something.
please?
Pico, you keep your hand up.
Oh, it's up.
Boom!
Oh, no.
Oh no! Oh!
Oh,
Oh god. God,
no.
no.
Spend all the luck.
Well,
This is what I
Oliver-
get.
Oh,
I don't-
if you spin, you can't spin. Can you spin luck on
But that's
combat?
You can spend luck in combat, but you can't spend luck to improve an already successful roll. You can't make a regular
fudge.
success a hard success. So
Dang.
your dodge fails. Lois, can you please make your damage roll?
Fortunately.
And I'd still have to surpass the hard success anyway, so. Ooh.
That is 8 points of damage. What is your total hit points, Oliver?
I'm 11.
So that
normally
is more than half of your total. So that means that you're going to have your major wound boxes ticked, which for those playing at home, such as if that had happened to Alistair would be dying and he would be taking the much more stressful constitution roll every hour. So Lois, you drive your switchblade down into Oliver's throat, pulling down very similarly to how you've attacked the last two zombies. Maybe he's a zombie as well and he needs to die too. There's like arterial spray like spattering out all over the place, landing around near the pentagram, but you're okay. Oliver, you're still alive. You're just in a hell of a lot of pain, and you're very, very stressed. Who is next in dex order? I believe it would be Alistair, but he's all right.
Yeah.
So then I believe it's Kika.
How long have we been chanting?
The ritual is very close to completion.
Okay.
You're currently the only one chanting.
Can I reach the cord to open up the trapdoor to the attic?
You can.
I've been checking my wristwatch, and I feel like I know an hour is approaching. Nothing good is happening here. So let me just pull on that cable and see what happens.
All right. So you pull down the cable, and a very black, tentacly whirlpool mist immedially spills out and latches itself almost directly to Kiko. Could you please... Oh, what the fuck? Well, I pressed the wrong button there. Kiko, could you make a... you probably don't need to make a dodge roll. You make a dodge roll, would you mind, Kiko? Not Kiko, sorry, not Kiko, sorry, Lois. I think wrong person.
Oh, okay.
Yes, good, because I was hoping it would go for her.
Oh, good, I failed.
Oh, good, you failed. Exactly what you want to hear as this thing wraps its tentacles around you and does 5 points of damage as it wraps its tentacles around you and begins to break your bones.
Does it snap me out of the sanity, though?
Yeah, that pain will bring you right back down to where
Yes!
you belong. You've got Oliver's hot blood on your face. Speaking of which, Oliver, it is now your turn.
I try to, with my eyes, tell Lois I'm sorry, but my mouth has to keep doing the chant.
Yeah. And you notice that there's wisps of the smoke are being drawn toward the middle of the pentagram, where the sarcophagus is laying.
With like the last, breaths that I can muster, not even if I can't like fully verbalize it, I am mouthing the chants as much as I can while crawling towards the pentagram.
Do I need to make a Constitution saving?
Yes, please make a con roll.
That was after Lois.
Yes.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's good. So you're definitely firmly unconscious.
Yeah.
But there's the rattling around. You're just barely, like, your eyes are fluttering. Lois, with this thing wrapped around you, is this your hand up? Are you chanting?
I'm trying to.
The chant go?
I'm trying to.
All right, last ditch. Alistair, can you make a POW power roll?
Alistair or Oliver?
Alistair.
Alistair. Power.
Uh-oh.
You know
Would
what?
you like to spend 10 luck points?
I'm going to spend 10 luck points. You're goddamn right. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Hang on, sorry. Ignore that. Well, that's good. That would have been great.
Quickly
If that...
open his eyes, and with his sort of last breath, also join the chant. Does everybody have the chant up in front of them?
I do.
Yes.
I can make that happen. If you don't already, I'm just going to show this to players again. Now, as best we can in unison with the help of the chat, everyone please read out the chant starting in...
Do it on 30.
Everyone got it? Everyone have it up?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 3, 2, 1.
Oh, spiritus,
spiritus,
phosphorus,
phosphorus,
continuum,
continuum,
Sapientium.
Verum.
Verum. Exorcizo. Persistium.
Scientiam.
Divinium.
Divinium.
Inanique.
Tenebroso.
And so on.
Nominum Futurum.
Well done. So it's this, and
Paradisum.
you see the lurker spinning around in this dark vortex
It's a
of
nightmare.
like this tornado of blackness being pulled back towards the sarcophagus. It is a writhing mass of tentacles and eyeballs and black shadowy appendages, and it is pulled deep into the sarcophagus, which then wraps itself shut closed. And like that, the entire house returns to that dead quiet that you experienced earlier when you first got out of the car.
I think Alistair just like immediately passes out again.
Yes.
Oh my. I'll administer the bandages from his own pockets.
Everyone has had a tough time, and this is where we like to do our brief little epilogue before we say goodnight, because the lurker in the darkness has been exorcised taken into the sarcophagus. So now I like to go around each character and just ask what they think they get up to in the coming days, weeks, or even years, depending what you think, after these events. Starting perhaps with Oliver.
Now, these were some serious injuries.
They were.
Should I do a luck roll or something to see if I survive a con or
That would be
something?
pretty cool. Do we vote for a luck roll to see if Oliver makes it back
yeah,
to the...
if you want to, that would be
let's do it,
fun.
Yeah.
All right.
The
Well,
luck is
No.
pretty low.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh.
and Oliver did not survive his wounds at the hands of Lois. His final moments were spent still mouthing the chant that exorcised the lurker, but couldn't save Oliver himself.
Now, what did Kiko do
That's
in the coming days, weeks, or
She
years?
cries over the body of her new and departed friend Oliver.
She collects herself and collects Lois, slaps her a couple of times until she's come to. Lois, you murdered a man. We have to get out of here. And then, after returning to university, after pledging with bringing Alistair to the hospital, St. Mary's once again, and the three of them, well, if Alistair's conscious, pledging to never speak of this again, Kiko begins investigative study. There must be an explanation. Roiling tentacles in the air. It doesn't make any sense. A chant that trapped them. And she devotes her life now to the study of the occult. She leaves biology behind, and fortunately, Miss Catonic has a very hardy occult major.
I do. Agent Alistair Darwin.
Yes.
What becomes of you?
Well, I think after having the the bandages and like the first aid administered to him, and hearing a little bit about what happened with, unfortunately, the passing of Oliver Shields, Alistair is going to take the knife that Lois had, is going to take some of the alcohol and is just going to rub the handle and stick it in the hand of the dead body of Maggie McFurter and move the body over towards Oliver. Just clearing that up, and after being taken to the hospital, is going to call it in to the people in the know at the FBI and just kind of explain everything that happened, but just cover it up however you need it to happen. And then
That's
seeing
a good agent.
Kiko take some interest, maybe kind of watch, and then I don't know what Lois is doing, but potentially the same thing. Watch as their sort of studies flourish in that direction, and maybe keep an eye on them to pull them into the agency one day.
Well, no, wow. Lois, what do you
They
get
have
up
shown
to?
themselves to
You've
be
had a
quite
rough
capable.
time. You're fractured
So-
sanity.
Yeah, so I think Lois actually checks herself into actually her family would probably check her into some sort of mental institute for now for a little while so she can get back to health, and then probably upon getting letters from Kiko, once she's out, would probably join Kiko without not without probably writing to Mr. Darwin, to let him know that she was okay. But I think she's in the protective hands of her family.
I think Alistair would check in as well.
Well done. So thank you
I'm
all
sorry,
so much for
Oliver.
playing. Thank you for
I'm so
encroaching on the
sorry.
edge of darkness with us here today. So for those of you who played the scenario for the first time or played Cthulhu for the first time, what did you think? And what did you think of the Roll20 platform?
You crushed
Loved it.
it, Brian.
I mean,
the
always.
the
Awesome.
selective lighting
Bodied
is
it.
so
Yes.
suspenseful.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
all of this, and just like all of the different things that you can like add in. It was perfect.
That was good.
Honestly,
Yes.
having played
Tense.
played without Roll20 with just your regular sheet, like the Call of Cthulhu sheet is very extensive and actually kind of hard to find some of your skill sets. So I feel like the
This is
sheet
supremely-
here made it super easy to find. And the Roll20 always, like, I swear to God, hates me. So like can't say much on the rolls, but the
It just
honestly
knows
the sheet
drama.
was great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It does know
Roll20
drama.
knows
Yeah.
drama.
Loves
Yeah.
the
I-
drama.
I use Roll20 for all my Call of Cthulhu games, and I can't recommend it enough.
Good. Thank you so much to our technical director, Dave, who's been in the background making that light, that dynamic lighting and everything, moving our tokens around for us.
Great
Very
pentagram.
good. Yes, well done.
Yes.
So this has been Edge
Excellent
of Darkness
pentagram.
from the Call of Cthulhu starter set. Book 3 is one of 4 scenarios, which is in that starter set, which you can get now on Roll20, which means everything is set up for you. You don't have to go in and add your handouts manually. Everything is in there. You can run it straight from the platform. You don't even have to use the books, the PDFs, or anything like that. So yes, if you're new to Call of Cthulhu, or if you just want like a smattering of scenarios that you can play on Roll20 straight away, you can go pick up the starter set on Roll20 right now. If you liked watching the Stream of Chaos one-shot special, we'll be doing more of these in the coming months as we reveal new things coming to Roll20 for Call of Cthulhu. And if you like the Stream of Chaos, please smash that follow button, and you can also subscribe. We would love that. This coming Saturday, we are continuing our Stream of Chaos with the regular Stream of Chaos team, and they are starting a brand new scenario from Mansions of Madness. So please tune into that on Saturday. Until then, you can follow us on Chaosium and on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. And lastly, before we run away, I'll just get everybody to say where they can be found. If there's anything you'd like to plug, beginning with London, Carlisle.
Hello. Yes, so you can find me playing lots of games, Call of Cthulhu. Also playing some D&D on Gilding Light. You can catch that tomorrow in an all bards campaign, like some people here. But other than that, this Saturday, roll for it. We're playing Call of Cthulhu with some sort of some deep one investigation. So stay tuned for that.
Okay, Becca Scott.
Hi, I'm Becca Scott. You can find me on Twitter at @TheBeccaScott, and that's probably the best place because I stream every day of the week pretty much. And so just go there and you'll see what I'm up to.
Well done. Patrick Keeffe.
Yes, hello, I'm Patrick Keeffe. I am That Great Gentleman everywhere on the internet, and you can find me at That Great Gentleman everywhere on the internet. I am also doing a show over on Gilding Light. Different than Oliver, we're doing Actoroki, which I have explained at the beginning of the stream. Go watch it back if you want to know about that. And I also do The Writer's Room, a 7C podcast, which is another Chaosium product, where we do actual play in the podcast and also teach people how to play as we go along.
And Cynthia Marie.
Hey y'all, I'm Cynthia Marie. Oh my god, this was such a pleasure to play with all of you guys. This was so much fun. Y'all can find me on Twitter at CynDancer or Instagram Cynthia__Marie. I've got a lot of shows coming out. One specifically that everyone should know, season 5 of LA by Night is coming out this year, so stay tuned for that. I'm also in another campaign for Vampire the Masquerade. It is based in Miami, so check that out. That is going to be with Renegade Games, so it should be a lot of fun coming up. And then of course, I already mentioned it earlier, but the Kickstarter for Satines, the Bard book set in Salvata. It's the Sirens season finale this Friday, so please come join us because there's going to be some crazy stuff that happens that set up other things. But otherwise, I have a lot of stuff going on just like everybody else here, so just go find me on socials and I will let you know.
Thank you so much everyone for tuning in. We'll see you again very, very soon. And as always, never read the Latin.
Never read it.
Never read the
Goodbye.
last.